Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Walnut Crawdads pregame show. I am your host, Justin DeHaas. Alongside me, my co-host, Kobe Siegel. And quite frankly, folks, we have the biggest game of the season here between the visiting Healdsburg Prune Packers and your Walnut Creek Crawdads. And so we should be a fun one here. We've got a battle for first place
We do.
between the two best teams in the CCL. Crawdads have taken first two games of the series, and if they want to take first place, they got to sweep. What are you looking for in this game?
Well, I mean, this is the most important game of the season for the Dads, and if they win, they will be able to control their own destiny with getting the one seed with 2 games against the Zombers. But a chance to sweep the Healdsburg Prune Packers, like, uh, this is like the Tampa Bay Rays sweeping the New York Yankees. Healdsburg has all these fans. Their town supports them. The Crawdads do not have the amount of fanfare that Prune Packers do. This stadium is not packed uh, every single night like it is in Healdsburg. So, I mean, this is a chance for the Crawdads to do just something special and something I think no one thought coming into the season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And let's just dive straight into the pitching matchup here. So, for the Healdsburg Prune Packers, they will be throwing out Pierce George, and for the Walnut Creek Crawdads, they will have Tyler Blair on the mound. And so, want to talk about Pierce George first because this is a kid that we haven't really heard of much, haven't really seen at all, quite frankly. He has only pitched 1 inning in the CCL so far this year. That was against the Mudcats on July 22nd when he pitched 1 inning, got 3 strikeouts, and he only pitched a couple innings at the University of Texas. And I mean, that's not much of a sample size, 13.5 ERA in those innings. So not we just haven't seen the kid very much, but what we have heard is that he throws 99 miles per hour. So expect some heat from Pierce George today, but what are you looking for into the Longhorn?
So yeah, 99 miles per hour tops out. I don't think we sing that very often. I think he's gone 99 like once. That's what Aaron Arnstein said, the wonderful broadcaster of the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Apparently he sits mid 90s, 95, 97. But I mean, you think to yourself, why is a guy that throws that hard in the CCL? Well, like Jaden Bruno, it's control, control, control. Like a lot of these young guys that throw so hard, they don't know where it's going. And so for Pierce George, that will be that will be the task. And I think just him as a prospect in general, I think because of lack of control comes with a lot of uh, uh, reliever risk in terms of his future prospects. So I think he's probably only going to go 1 inning today. 1 inning for the scouts. There is the scout from LSU here, so that is pretty big. He's 6'6", 240. So this is a guy the Crawdads have not faced before. This is probably the most intimidating man on the mound that they will see.
Yeah, it's safe to say that they have not faced this level of heat yet. But like you said, we don't know how long he's going to pitch for, but there's a real chance he only pitches an inning or two. And after that, curious to see who the Healdsburg Prune Packers use in a long relief role. But on the other side, Tyler Blair on the mound. And this is a kid that I think it's safe to say you should be able to see for more than a couple innings because he did pitch 4 innings against the Solana Mudcats his last time out. That was his first start of the summer. So coming into his second start of the summer, very difficult task, but he looked good against the Mudcats, and he has had some mixed results against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. On July 6th, against the Packers, 1 1/3 innings with 2 earned runs, whereas on June 28th, 2 innings with no earned runs. So I'm also curious to see what kind of version of Tyler Blair we get here, but I think what this says is, hey, look, he was a CCL All-Star. He's been one of the best relief pitchers for Brant Cummings all year, and this is the guy that Brant trusts to start the game and get quite a bit of innings under his belt. What do you see from Mr. TB today?
Well, Tyler Blair needs to get a lot of ground balls like he did at Solano. I think 8 of the 19 batters um, that he got out were of the ground ball variety. So that's going to be important for him, and he needs to attack the very top and the very bottom of this line because there's the 1 and 2 spots are usually Robbie Hamchuck and Damian Bravo. Damian Bravo has been dealing with a little back issue. Hamchuck obviously got hit twice, once on the hand by Cody Perry, and I think the third inning or fourth inning or so. So the top two, the stalwart, the top two lineup are not going to be there. So he's going. It's Blake McDonald in the 2 spot, and who is it in
Alex
1 spot? Yes.
And so, yeah, I like that you mentioned that, and let's just get into a segue with the lineup. So the Healdsburg and Prune Packers are going to be rolling out Alex Leopard in the leadoff spot at center field, followed by Blake McDonald at DH, Hunter DeRoe at second base, Connor Sharpio at first, Ivan Brettauer in right, Cameron Nickens in left, Payne Schultz in third base, Kimball Schuessler behind the plate, and Travis Sanders at shortstop. And so, yeah, you mentioned it earlier. Alex Leopard and Blake McDonald are new to the top of the lineup, and these guys are not scrubs by any means. I mean, just because they're not Hamchuck and Bravo doesn't mean they can't play. Look at Leopard's stats at Santa Rosa last year. In 46 games, he's got a 308 batting average with 4 home runs, 35 RBI, 6 stolen bases. And Blake McDonald also has a 275 batting average in the CCL. And clearly these are a couple guys that they trust. And what I see here is you could have easily had a guy like Hunter DeRoe, who's already, and Connor Sharpio, who have already been hitting near the top of this lineup. You could have just bumped them up a couple spots to get some more ABs. But instead, I think what Joey Gomes likes is the continuity of DeRoe in third and Sharpio in cleanup, and put these other guys who kind of just take over the roles of Hamchuck and Bravo. And look, it's still a very deep lineup. Talk about Ivan Brettauer in the 5th spot. Got a lot of power there for a man who's 6'6", and Cameron Nickens hit a bomb, a couple days ago. So still a very strong lineup nonetheless. But yeah, what else do you see from it?
Well, obviously Joey Gomes knows more baseball. Could forget more baseball than I would ever know. Because you got a guy like Connor Sharpio, I mean, who's hitting 437, a 544 on base, and I mean, he would just be much better served at the 1 or 2 spot in this specific lineup, because your 1 and 2 hitters are statistically worse than your 3 through 6 hitters, which is not necessarily how you want to do things. But again, I would trust Joey Gomes, but maybe they're trying to shake things up because they've lost 3 in a row, and that's not something the Prune Packers are used to doing.
They lost the first 2 games of this series, and then they lost on Sunday to the Solano Mudcats, which they have already lost to twice this year. And keep in mind, they play the Mudcats in a 2-game series to end the regular season. So depending on how this game goes, that could be very consequential. And you see umpires here, and they are just arriving to the field, and the plan is first pitch supposed to be pushed back a little bit till 4:10, as so we heard. But they are here now and getting things settled. But just kind of want to let you know about that. So we plan on extending the show a little further than usual, but I mean, looks like they're getting things underway, so we'll keep that under control. But anyways, let's segue over to the Walnut Creek Crawdads lineup. So got Ryan Ellis hitting leadoff at second base, followed by Brian Duroff in right, Joey Donnelly at first, Matt King at short, Cole Fells in left, Tyson Pointer at DH, Max Farfan at third, Ryder Hulfrick in center, and Nico Budden behind the plate. And so I want to talk about Brian Duroff a little bit. He's been in the second spot for the last 5 games, and in those 5 games, he has 9 hits, including 3 yesterday. So taking over for his Chabot teammate, Casey Cummings, he's been really good in that second spot. Another thing that we saw yesterday was we saw Fellows hitting third and Donnelly hitting fifth. Today we see Donnelly hitting third and Fellows hitting fifth. So you want to kind of sandwich those lefties with Matt King in that cleanup spot as a righty. But beside that, I mean, you got Pointer and Farfan who have the most power on this team, hitting 6th and 7th. Ryder Helfrich in center field. Find that very fascinating. Obviously, really good prospect going to Arkansas, and he could play anywhere. He could play catcher, he could play second base, he could play center field. And so we've got a really good athlete here who's got crazy speed. And then Nico Button behind the plate. What I kind of notice is this is a lineup that I think you can look into the postseason and say, these are the 9 that Brett Cummings trusts. One notable omission, I will say, Griffin Harrison was a CCL All-Star, but he is not in this lineup. What you could have done is you could have had Harrison in center field and Helfrich behind the plate, but Brandt chose to go this route. Button does give you some good ABs, and yeah, but overall, it's still a very strong lineup nonetheless. What do you see?
Well, the thing that stands out for me is Ryder Helfrich in center field, and I love it, giving the best athlete on this team a chance to play all over the field with no Casey Cummings right now. You need to figure out who is going to be your center fielder for the playoffs. Could it be Griffin Harrison? Could it be Ryder Helfrich? Could it be Cole Fellows? We don't really know right now, but just I really appreciate Brandt just trying out new things. And this is a great lineup. I know Austin said this is his favorite lineup of the season, and I think I tend to agree with that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we've been talking all year, lineup is the strongest part of this team, and looks like it's the case again today for sure. But another thing I do want to mention is that the bullpen, some of the arms that you will see. So we mentioned Tyler Blair. Expect him to go maybe about 4 innings or so if all things are going well. Joey Camerata, E.J. McGrew, and Cade Cushing are the preferred arms out of the pen. And then Ryan Delaney, Owen Firestone, and Jackson Howell are guys who you could see in this game if maybe the score is a little lopsided one way or the other. But ideally, it's going to be for Cummings, Blair, Camerata, McGrew, and Cushing. And so, yeah, anything you want to say about some of those bullpen arms?
Yeah, my eye goes to Cade Cushing immediately because as it's kind of the closer on this team. Cade Cushing has over on the season he's been good, but lately he's been hit around a little bit. So if this game is close and Cade Cushing is in the game, he is who I am going to have my eye on. He's going to be really crucial. If he can get right and get the it's not so much the control issues aren't necessarily about too many balls, but it's about where the strikes are. If the strikes are right down the middle and they can hit it, then he's going to get crushed. But if he can stay in the corners and really bury the curveball, and he doesn't just have to throw the fastball, then that's going to be so huge for him and this team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We talk about how the lineup is a strength, but this bullpen has been a strength of this team as well. 4 CCL All-Stars came from this bullpen, and you've got one of them who's starting the game, Blair, and another one, Cade Cushing, who's been the closer all year for the Crawdads. But, yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about the importance of this game. Let's just talk about scenarios real quick. If the Crawdads win this game, all of a sudden now they're a half game up. They already have the tiebreaker over the Prune Packers, but half game up, that means they only have to win 2 of 3 against the Sonoma Stompers. Whereas if they lose this game, all of a sudden now you're down 1.5 games. Not only do you have to sweep the Stompers, but you have to rely on another loss from the Prune Packers to the Solano Mudcats, which is not an easy thing to do by any means, considering that we all know that Solano is at the lower end of the division. But, I mean, it has happened twice. Fair to say that the Packers are reeling a little bit, but this is still a very talented squad nonetheless. And This should be a really fun game here. I mean, I'm excited to see what both teams do. Should get the best out of everyone on this field. Talked about how we got the LSU scout here. Eyes are watching. And so, you got any final thoughts?
I mean, this is, yeah, we can't say enough. This is the most important game of the season for the Crawdads. The most important game. The most important game in the CCL this entire season until the playoffs. Yeah, if we're doing a scale of 1 to 10, how important this game is, this is a 10. The
It
two
might
best
exceed
teams in
that
the North.
scale.
Yes. You know what? Out of 10, it's a 15. This is the crucialest game of the Crawdads. Probably, dare I say, the most important game in Crawdads franchise history. Dare I say. Dare I say.
Well, especially because the Crawdads are already having their best season in franchise history. And if they were able to win this game and give themselves a realistic chance of getting first place in the CCL North, it would be by far and away the best season that you could have even imagined for this Crawdad squad. But we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Still got a whole game, a whole 9 innings of baseball to play, and it should really be a fun one here. First pitch, like I said, expected to be a little bit later in about 12 minutes or so. But yeah, again, just thank you again for listening to this Walnut Creek Crawdads pregame show on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Stay tuned because our wonderful broadcasters, Austin Oda and Carson Mercier, will be on the call shortly. So thank you again for listening in.
pleasant Thursday afternoon to you, and welcome to Monte Vista High School for today's California Collegiate League contest, and also a game to determine first place in the Northern Division. The visitors, the Healdsburg Prune Packers, and the home team, the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Prune Packers bring a 24.
The Crawdads are a half game behind first place as they come into the third and final game of the series against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. They will try to dethrone the pack from first place for the first time all season. Hello, everyone. My name is Carson Mercier. To my left, Austin Oda. We are bringing you coverage of the Walnut Creek Crawdads and Healdsburg Prune Packers today. The Prune Packers coming into today are 24-8. They've lost their last 3 games. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Crawdads, it's their 41st game of the summer, 23-8. Half game behind first place. They've won the last 2. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Let's take a look at the Prune Packers starting lineup. Leading it off in center field, Alex Leopard. Blake McDonald bats second. He does the designated hitting. Hunter DeRoe at second base. He bats third. Connor Sharpio is the first baseman. He bats cleanup. Ivan Brettauer is in right, batting fifth. Cameron Nickens is out in left. He bats sixth. Peyton Scholes, the third baseman, bats seventh. Kimball Schussler is the catcher, batting eighth. Travis Sanders rounds it out. He's the shortstop. Those 9 will be going up against Tyler Blair.
Tyler Blair, the righty from the University of California, Berkeley, he has been tremendous this summer. His CCL All-Star selection has been just fantastic, very deserving of that selection. 1-0, a 3.06 ERA in 17 and 2/3 innings. He has been great with the strikeouts, 20 of them. He's been great with the walks, just 8 of them. In his last game, his first start of the summer, threw against Solano, went 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, but only 1 was earned, 3 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts.
Stepping up to the plate is the left-handed center fielder, Alex Leopard. Tyler Blair will crouch down behind the mound, inscribe something in the back of the mound, and we're just about ready. Righty on lefty matchup to start. Tyler Blair works out of the windup. First pitch fastball, swung and fouled off. 0-1. First pitch time and temperature brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, trying to hang on to that old town vibe since the early 1900s. 80 degrees and sunny. 4:05 is your first pitch. 0-1. Change up in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Just about the most comfortable day of the year. You know, the varying degrees by you and Mac. We're not really sure which is the right one. I think your phone is always a little hotter.
Yeah.
But still a beautiful day for baseball.
1-1 from the righty Blair. Fastball hit on the ground left side. Farfan goes to his right. Fields by the line. Goes to first in time for the first out here in the first inning. Let's take a look at the 9 behind Tyler Blair. Outfield left to right, Cole Fellows, Ryder Helfrich, and Brian Duroff. Infield third to first, Max Farfan, Matt King, Ryan Ellis, and Joey Donnelly. Nico Button does the catching for Tyler Blair. Button is the battery. Here's Blake McDonald coming up to the plate. 275, a homer, and 11 runs batted in. First pitch misses in the dirt, 1-0.
Good to see Blair get that first out. Alex Leopard is not the same player that Robbie Hamchuk is, usually the leadoff hitting center fielder. He is not in the lineup today because of a hit by pitch. So, you know, a couple pitches, get an out, big start.
1-0. Slider swung on and missed. Even it up at 1-1. So no Hamchuk out of the top of this lineup. Kind of seems like a lineup very gettable for Tyler Blair. Blair coming off, or the third starter of this series, in which starters for the Crawdads have been very, very good. Though one hit out pretty deep left field, but playable for Cole Fellows. He ranges to his right. He's able to make the catch for the second out here in the first inning. Yesterday it was Cody Perry. Went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, just 1 earned run and 4 strikeouts. The day before, it was Antoine Valerio. 3 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, only 2 earned, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. The starting pitching has been very, very good.
Yeah, Blair's going to look to continue that, give the Crawdads a little length. He went 4 the other day against Solano. Maybe try to go for 5 here today.
Here's Hunter DeRoe, the second baseman, batting out of the 3 spot for the Prune Packers today. First pitch from the righty Blair, a slider. They'll peel down to first base, but no go, says the first base umpire, Ron Masso. It's Tony and the Rons. Ron McGath behind home plate, Ron Masso at first, and Tony Ortiz at third. 3-man umpiring crew. Here's the 1-0 from Tyler Blair. Fastball on the outer third, called a strike. That'll even it up, 1-1.
Well, Blair has only thrown one first pitch strike to his first two batters. He's also thrown a strike in each of the first two pitches, so he's not falling behind too far. It's been good.
Here's the 1-1 in the dirt, blocked by Nico Button. 2 balls and a strike. So Blair, making his third appearance on the summer against these Prune Packers, has gone 3 1/3. Given up 4 hits, the ERA at 5.40. He does have 4 strikeouts, the 2 earned runs. Small sample. Here's the 2-1. Fastball right down the middle to even it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Did have one big outing the first time these two teams played where he went 2 shutout innings. Was really, really good then.
A couple of strikeouts that game. Only the 2 hits. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the first. Here's the 2-2, another slider, this one in the dirt. Fills it up, 3-2. I think the key for Tyler Blair is work down in the zone. That's what we saw from the first 2 starters of this series for the Crawdads. The fastball at the knees, the changeup below the knees. Got a lot of swing and misses, a lot of weak ground ball contact. Here's the 3-2, fastball just below the knees, ball 4. Hunter Duro is on with 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Yeah, Duro flipped the bat automatically. He was heading to first. I didn't think it was that easy of a call for the home plate umpire. And I think, to your point, more than working down in the zone, it's mixing up your pitches. The Prune Packers are a team that thrives on fastballs right down the middle, or really just a fastball hitting team. And so what Antoine Valerio and Cody Perry did is they go to the changeup a lot.
Here's Connor Sharpio, the first baseman and CCL batting average leader. First pitch from Blair, gets away from Nico Button. Taking off for second is Hunter Duro. The throw goes to second, but it's way late. Passed ball allows Hunter Duro into scoring position, and a 1-0 count to Connor Sharpio.
Yeah, kind of inexcusable for Nico Button behind the plate. It was just a ball to his backhand side. Didn't look like it moved a ton. Looked like he had his eyes up, trying to look to see what Duro was doing before he had the ball in his hands, and that allowed Duro to get to second. Now a base hit gives the Pack a lead.
Sharpio, 434, 3 homers and 23 runs batted in. Bats in the first with a runner in scoring position. 1-0 way outside. Good snag by Nico Button behind the plate. 2 balls and no strikes.
Maybe a little bit of a makeup.
Sharpio was 1 for 2 with a run batted in yesterday. On the season, 3 for 9. 2 RBIs and a double. 2-0 from Blair. Another fastball way outside. 3 straight balls to Connor Sharpio.
Yeah, he does have a base open, but with how good Ivan Bredauer has been in the on-deck circle, don't want to give Bredauer anything to hit. So you want to try to attack Sharpio here. Really, again, 9 guys that can all hit in the Healdsburg lineup.
3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. A runner on second base is Hunter Duro. The plate is Sharpio. Here's the 3-0 right down the middle for a strike. 3 balls and a strike now to the right-handed hitting Sharpio.
A solid bounce back there. Just got to get one more and then have a competitive 3-2.
12-mile-an-hour wind gusts in from left field. Here's the 3-1. Fastball popped up right side, but foul. That'll fill it up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That I know. I know it is a 12-mile-an-hour wind. So
For a fact?
Yes.
Wow.
Gusts.
Is that a feel thing or a?
No, it's a no thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I know you can feel.
I can.
You have a good feel of the wind, but it's not as windy in the booth as it usually gets.
No. It is a 5-mile-an-hour average wind up to 12-mile-an-hour gusts today. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Still a runner on second base. Couple of looks back to second base, but time is called by Connor Sharpio at home plate. Blair took a few looks back to second base at Hunter Duro. No one was holding him on.
Yeah, Duro just kept extending. Wouldn't be surprised to see a back pick here on 3-2.
So here's the payoff pitch. Blair set. Comes to the plate. That's down low, ball 4. Back-to-back walks after, well, a relatively quick couple of outs.
Yeah, this is not a guy you want to face right now, one of the hottest hitters on the planet. I talked to Brent Cummings after the last game against Healdsburg, and he basically said Tyler Blair is almost too smart on the mound. He likes to think so much about what he's doing. Sometimes you got to be stupid to play baseball. You got to just throw your fastball, be able to get ahead in the count, be a little more fearless. Blair, very, very intellectual. Got to get another out here.
Bredauer stands in from the right side of the batter's box. First pitch slider misses outside. 1-0. 357, 5 homers, and 13 runs batted in for the big, tall right-hander. As Nico Button will have a word with Tyler Blair on the top of the mound. Brett Auer has 10 hits this summer, 5 of which are home runs.
He's been unbelievable. He's been so good.
This series, for the most part, the Crawdads have been able to hold him quiet. He had the broken bat single, and, well, a very, very legit single in his next at-bat. Was 2 for 4. He's 2 for 8 against the Crawdads on the summer. 1-0 count, righty on righty matchup. Righty deals a fastball, at the knees a strike, 1-1.
You know, you go back, Blair thought made a really good pitch on 3-2 to Duro. Could have been called a strike, could have been out of the inning. But now he's got to buckle down, get this third out, get his bats up.
Ellis holds on Duro at second base, now releases back to his regular position. Here's the 1-1, a slider tapped back up the middle, ranging to his right is Ellis. He goes to second, King, tags the bag, and they're going to call him out. 4-6 on the putout, and the Prune Packers leave a runner in scoring position. They don't score in their half of the first. The Crawdads are coming up in the bottom half. Bottom of the first inning at Monte Vista High School. The Prune Packers did not score in their half of the inning. The Crawdads are coming up. Brant Cummings has set the lineup. It looks like this. Ryan Ellis leads off at second base. Brian Duroff in right bats second. Joey Donnelly at first, batting third. Not much has changed on that front. Matt King bats fourth. He's the shortstop. Cole Fellows is out in left field. Tyson Pointer is a designated hitter, batting sixth. Max Farfan bats seventh. He's playing third. Ryder Helfrich caught yesterday. He's in center today, batting eighth. Nico Button does the catching. And they're going to be facing Pierce George.
Pierce George has been very good this summer. Only one inning pitched, but he struck out all three batters he faced out of the University of Texas, where he pitched 3 games this year, went 2 innings, walked 4, struck out only 1, and he is in the portal, and there are scouts here. I've heard... Sorry.
6'6", 245 pounds, and he looks every ounce of that.
Yeah. Maybe more.
Yeah.
Big dude.
Lefty Ellis will step in to face the righty George. First pitch fastballs tapped foul back towards the net. 0-1. Ellis 354, 3 homers and 22 runs batted in. Was 0 for 5 yesterday. He did, however, reach on an error, so his on-base streak is alive.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of the qualifications we've been saying all year.
0-1 from George is another fastball. Again, fouled back. Ellis just a touch late. Count goes to 0-2.
Yeah, we heard 97-99 from Pierce George. It looks firm. It
Definitely
doesn't
firm.
look 97-99.
No, but we were talking about it. The good extension.
Mhm.
6'6".
Big dude.
Big boy.
Big boy.
No balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Ellis. Here's the 0-2. Fastball inside 1-2. The just differential and Ryan Ellis to Pierce George is pretty funny.
It's about an entire foot. What's really funny is when Dylan McShane and Ryan Ellis are together.
Yeah. You don't see them standing next to each other all that often.
I think that's on purpose.
Yeah, it's got to be. 1-2 from George. Fastball, line drive, left field, slicing foul. Pretty good swing by Ryan Ellis. Just couldn't keep it fair. We'll do the 1-2 again.
You know, I think that Ryan Ellis probably purposefully doesn't stand next to Dylan McShane.
You know, I was next to Dylan McShane the other day, and I went to shake his hand, and he's like, "We don't shake hands here. Give me a
That's
hug."
what he did to me
He's
today.
like, "Give me a hug," and I
I've
gave him a
never
hug.
had a more awkward hug.
And it was like, I feel like I wasn't even to his shoulders.
No. And he's it's a solid hug. He's a good hugger. Usually you see that build and you're not thinking elite hugger, but
No.
it's a good hug.
1-2 from Pierce George. Fastball way outside. 2-2. Ellie working the count here, and the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the first inning.
This is the things everyone's expecting us to talk about for the biggest game of the year.
Absolutely. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ellis leading off the bottom of the first inning. No score at Monte Vista High School. Here's the 2-2 from the big, tall righty. Fastball at the knees, called strike 3. Ryan Ellis strikes out looking and takes with him the first strikeout for Pierce George, the first out in this first inning. Let's take a look at the Prune Packers defense. Outfield, left to right, Cam Nickens, Alex Leopard, and Ivan Bradauer. Infield, third to first, Peyton Scholes, Travis Sanders, Hunter DeRoe, and Connor Sharpio. Kimball Schussler does the catching for Pierce George. So here's Brian Duroff, the right fielder, 297, 4 homers, and 30 runs batted in on the summer. That's with nobody on and 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. George's curveball is in there for a strike. That's a good one. 0-1.
I get it now.
Yeah. A lot of break.
Yeah, that was big. That was
Very late.
yeah. Wow. Okay.
0-1 from George. Slider way outside. Check swing, but he went around. 0-2. Wow.
Whimsical.
Yeah.
That
sword.
looks like that pitch looks like a Dr. Seuss book. Like that's pretty. I get it. I understand now. Even if he's not throwing 97, 99, if he can
Do that.
yeah.
And a quick 0-2 hole for Brian Duroff. Here's the 0-2. It's outside. 1-2. You get an ugly swing out of that, like that, from Brian Duroff, you know you're doing something right. Duroff has been swinging a hot bat, 3 for 4 yesterday, scored 2 runs, knocked in an RBI. He also walked. His OPS is up over 800 for the first time in a long time. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pierce George set above the belt. Here's a fastball that's fouled straight back, 1-2. So on-time swing from Brian Duroff.
I actually think the Crawdads have looked really good against the Pierce George fastball. We talked about it off air before the game, but the Crawdads are a team that hits velo pretty well. What they struggle with, kind of like Healdsburg, is those guys that are throwing 83, 85 with a good changeup.
Especially those lefties. The lefties have been a struggle for the Crawdads this year. Here's the 1-2 from George. Slider in the dirt, a check swing. They'll appeal. They're going to say Duroff went around. Schussler will have to go to first, but he does so successfully. So a strikeout and the 2-3. That's out number 2.
Didn't think he went around, but it doesn't really matter what I think. And over at first, Ron Masso has a better view than I do. But either way, just a deadly slider.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Pierce George here in the first inning. 1 looking, 1 swinging. Here's Joey Donnelly. Left-handed first baseman, 324, 3 homers, and 25 runs batted in. He swings at the first pitch he sees, lines it into left field. In comes Nickens. He won't get it. A 2-out base hit for Joey Donnelly, and that'll bring up Matt King.
Yeah, Joey's been a little cold recently. He didn't have a great day yesterday, didn't have a great day the day before. Had an 0 for going into yesterday, but here first pitch he sees gets a fastball he likes. He's going to hit velo. Was a little late on it, but I think almost purposeful a little late. Just knocked it into left field right where it was thrown. And I think the guy that's probably the best at hitting high velo coming to the plate.
It's Matt King, 327, a homer, 28 runs batted in. He has struggled as of late, but it's a good chance for him to get right. First pitch fastball hit on the ground left side. The third baseman Scholes will go the easy way to second base and retire the side in the bottom of the first inning. So a hit for the Crawdads, but they do not score. A couple of strikeouts for Pierce George. We're going to the top of the second inning. No score between the Crawdads and Prune Packers. Cameron Nickens, Peyton Scholes, and Kimball Schussler are due up here in the top of the second inning on to face Tyler Blair back out for his second inning of work. Was able to work around a couple of 2-out walks back in the first inning. Prune Packers do not score. There's no score after an inning played at Monte Vista High School. First pitch of the inning by Blair is a fastball that runs inside to Cameron Nickens, 1-0. Nickens, 330, 6 homers, and 24 runs batted in. On the season against the Crawdads has struggled, 4 for 21. 1-0, another fastball, pretty much same spot, called a ball, 2-0.
Did absolutely tattoo that home run that he hit, though.
He did. That was a no-doubter. 2-0 from the righty Blair. Fastball right down the middle, popped up foul to the right side, over by the batting cages, 2-1.
You know, I'll stick with the fact I don't really think the ball flies generally here. Where it does carry is to center field. Center field has some good carry.
There's no foot. There's no real way to know how far it is, but a lot of home runs to center field. Here's the 2-1, rolled over to the left side. Farfan cuts it off, throws to first. On the run, it's low and in and out of Joey Donnelly's glove. We'll wait to see the official ruling. I've got to say it's going to be a base hit.
Probably a base hit. Joey struggled at first recently. It's a play that's just got to be made. I think Farfan might have had a little more time to make a stronger throw, but you know, it looks more fun on the run.
So the leadoff single will bring up Peyton Scholes, the third baseman, who bats from the right side. Scholes, 337, 5 homers, and 28 runs batted in. With 1 in a pinch hitting appearance yesterday and 4 for 14 with a double and a couple of RBIs on the season against the Crawdads. First pitch to him is a slider, nubbed foul, 0-1.
It's a good word.
I know. Learned it from the best.
Me?
Yeah.
The best? I'm one of the broadcasters.
You are a broadcaster of all time. No balls and a strike to Peyton Scholes with a runner on first base and nobody out in the second inning. Fastball lined right back up the middle into center field, a base hit. Elfrick's throw will come into the cutoff man and keep Nickens at second base, but back-to-back base hits for the Prune Packers to start the second.
Yeah, good looking swing there. Just took that fastball right back up the middle. And now Blair's got to get a double play ball.
Was in a similar situation back in the first inning, except there were 2 outs that he had to work around. Now, nobody out with Kimball Schussler, the catcher, coming to the plate. 288, a home run, and 9 runs batted in for Kimball. He bats from the right side. Righty on righty matchup with Blair. First pitch fastball at the knees, that's a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, needs a double play ball here. Double play ball doesn't get you out of the inning, of course, but gets you a little closer. And with Travis Sanders on deck, who's really struggled, you know, you want your double play ball. Maybe turn 3. First triple play in Crawdad history.
Hot shot to Farfan.
Sure. Let's do it.
0-1. Curveball popped up on the infield. Ryan Ellis going to his left. Donnelly going back. It looks like it'll be Ellis. It will. He reaches up with the infield fly. He's able to make the catch for out number 1 in the second.
Yeah, does the job, gets an out, not a double play ball. Of course, not a triple play ball, but, you know, still does the job. And now we're in the same spot, except this time a ground ball right at someone gets you out of the inning. But Travis Sanders hitting as he's got some good speed.
Sanders, the shortstop, the number 9 hitter in the Prune Packers lineup, has struggled. 178, a homer, and 10 runs batted in. He is 1 for 6 against the Crawdads this summer, and 0 for 1 yesterday. Pinch hit for Jaden Duplantier later in the game. First pitch, fastball, maybe a changeup outside, gets away from Nico Button. Both runners will advance, and there goes your double play possibility.
Yeah, it's a really difficult play for Button to make, but a ball that kind of just in that scenario you need to keep in front of you. I'm not blaming that one on Button at all. Definitely not a great pitch by Blair, but now need a pop-up, a strikeout, a ball right at someone.
Go ahead and say it's a wild pitch that moves Nickens to third and Scholes to second. Just 1 out in the top of the second inning. 1-0 count to Travis Sanders, the right-handed hitting shortstop. Here is the 1-0. It's a slider waved at to even it up at 1-1.
Great 1-0 pitch. You're not expecting it there. Definitely thinking fastball after you spike to change up, but to get ahead in the, or to even up the count, again, got to get your 2 and then got to finish the at bat.
1-1. Blair set at the belt. Takes a peek at second base, now delivers to the plate. Another slider hit on the ground, right side. Ellis to his left, fields a high hop. Strong throw to first is not in time. A run will score. The Prune Packers take a 1-0 lead. It's their first lead since the 8th inning of game 1.
Yeah, Brent Cummings is going to head out to argue the call at first. I thought he was out. I thought he was pretty easily out at first base. Not quite sure what Ron Mosso saw there. Didn't have the greatest angle. It's the run comes home to score, and that's all that really matters. And I don't even think the umpires are going to get together. So an infield hit.
I think the big mistake there was Joey Donnelly. He took off to his right like he was going to field it, and maybe about halfway through realized I don't have a shot at this, so came back to the first base bag, was just a little late. We'll wait to see if it's a hit or an error.
It's a hit.
It's a hit. Runners on the corners, 1 out, and Alex Leopard. First pitch fastball misses outside, 1-0.
Blair can't let it rattle him.
No, gotta keep competing. I mean, we saw a few times in game 1 with Antoine Valerio was able to work out of some spots where the Packers could have kept adding on. Here's a ground ball up the middle. King will flip to second. Ellis has all the time in the world to go to first and retire the side. 6-4-3 double play ends the second inning. The Prune Packers score 1. They lead 1-0 going to the bottom of the second inning. Pierce George back to work in the bottom of the second inning with a 1-0 lead in which to work. He'll be facing Cole Fellows, Tyson Pointer, and Max Farfan. Was able to work a 13-pitch first inning with 2 strikeouts. Donnelly singled, didn't matter. Matt King was erased on a 5-4 Fueler's choice to end the bottom of the first inning. Fellows steps in from the left side. First pitch fastball grounds it to shortstop. Travis Sanders got it. He scoops it, goes to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out in the bottom of the second inning.
It sounds to me like the entirety of the Pierce George clan is here.
Yeah. Loud applauses for him.
I love it. It just doesn't feel like Crawdad baseball.
No. Here's Tyson Pointer, today's designated hitter. Got the day off yesterday. Did get a bat and got as far as the on-deck circle, but did not come to the plate. 248, 7 homers, and 24 runs batted in for the power-hitting righty. First pitch from George, slider that misses low, 1-0. So power versus power here. Tyson Pointer versus Pierce George.
Yeah, this is it feels like it's a bat that should favor Pointer. Gets a fastball. Could hit it a long way.
1-0. Fastball, line drive the other way, but it's slicing and foul. 1-1. Tyson Pointer, the hottest hitter for the Crawdads in the last 4 or 5 or so games. 16 at-bats. He's 6 for 16, a home run, a couple of RBIs, a couple of walks, just 4 strikeouts and 3 stolen bases.
Yeah, he's been great. Got to keep it going, though. After a day off, always a little more difficult to reset.
1-1. Pierce George from the stretch. Fastball at the knees, a called strike, 1-2. Pointer didn't think so. Kind of stands up straight and has a few words for Ron McGath.
There's some light tossing going on, it looks like, in the Packers bullpen.
Yeah, we were told Pierce George 1, maybe 2 innings in his second inning of work, only about 15 or so pitches. Here's the 0-2. Fastball way high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. Prune Packers lead 1-0. George, the tall righty, set, a deep breath. Here's the 2-2 to Tyson Pointer. Slider in the dirt, blocked by Schussler. A check swing, they'll appeal down to first base. But Ron Masso says he did not go around. That'll fill it up, 3-2.
Solid umpire crew today, by the way.
Yeah, Tony and the Rons.
Big fan of Ron McGath behind the plate. Hopefully that stays true today.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and out. Here's the 3-2. Fastball tapped foul off of the leg of Kimball Schussler, so we'll do the 3-2 again.
Tony and the Rons, Nimble Kimball. We've got just an
an
all-star crew today.
It's an all-time nickname. Crew, player, Schussler, Kimball Schussler. Just an awesome name.
Yeah.
3-2, one more time from Pierce George. Another deep breath, here it comes. Fastball right by him. Tyson Pointer strikes out swinging for out number 2 in the second inning. Already 3 strikeouts for Pierce George.
Yeah, that's just pretty. It's a fastball that looks like it has some rise to it. It's because it's got that high spin rate, a ball up in the zone, and George is feeling it. Some scouts here pretty much just to see him, and he's made the trip very worthwhile.
Here's Max Farfan, the third baseman. 253, team lead 10 home runs and 33 runs batted in. Another power versus power matchup. First pitch from George, slider and an ugly wave and a miss, 0-1. This is a pitch that missed in the left-handed batter's box, a slider, and Farfan very half-heartedly went around.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. Wasn't close width-wise, wasn't close height-wise.
0-1 from George. Fastball off the hands, popped up to shortstop. Sanders got it and is able to retire Max Farfan for out number 3. So the Crawdads go in order in the bottom of the second inning. Pierce George picks up his 3rd strikeout, and the Prune Packers lead by 1 after 2. Two, 3-4 for the Prune Packers in the third inning. They lead 1-0 over the Walnut Creek Crawdads here at Monte Vista High School. It's Blake McDonald, Hunter DeRoe, and Connor Sharpio due up to face Tyler Blair, who's back out for his 3rd inning of work. Gave up 1 back in the second inning, but had some help on the double play. Was able to work out of a jam, only giving up 1 run, limiting the damage. First pitch of the inning is a fastball strike in there to Blake McDonald, 0-1. McDonald flew out to fairly deep left field, but, I mean, didn't really scare the wall. Fellows was able to make the catch about 15 feet in front of the warning track. Here's the 0-1. It's a curveball in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, the ball's not going to carry too much today, I don't think.
Wind blowing in from left.
It's not as hard of wind as we've seen a lot, so I think, maybe a little bit of carry, but not. The wind's not going to help you. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. 1-1 for Tyler Blair, who works out of the windup. A curveball popped up right side, but it'll just reach the batting cages. 1-2.
Bill Cummings was there. He looks like he was ready to make a play. Casey's dad. Casey hoping to be back in the lineup tomorrow.
Yeah, we hope to see him soon because it's been a while.
Yeah, I miss him out in center.
Yeah.
A lot.
Helfrich is great out there, but Casey's my center fielder. Here's the 1-2. Blew it past him. Fastball, top of the zone, swinging, strike 3. First strikeout for Tyler Blair, and Blake McDonald takes with him the first out of the third.
Yeah, you always want to get that first out. Always fun to get Blake McDonald, who the Crawdads, really don't like. He's a guy that has played in Healdsburg for a long time. We were doing some research today, all the way back since 2017, since before the Crawdads even existed. So a guy that the Crawdads have seen a ton.
It's a long time. Here's Hunter Duro. Second baseman walked in the first inning. First pitch fastball misses up by the hands, 1-0. So the Prune Packers coming into this game, 161 batting average in this series. The 1-0 from Blair is a changeup, swung on and missed. Really nice pitch from Tyler Blair. We're 10 for 62 coming into today. Only 2 extra base hits. Here's the 1-1. It's a slider hit pretty high, pretty deep to left field. Fellows going back onto the track. He's able to reach up and make the catch with his back literally touching the wall. Out number 2 here in the third.
And exhale.
Yes.
I didn't think that ball had any chance of staying in.
No. Wind helped Tyler Blair.
Tyler Blair, a friend of the wind.
Yes. So that'll bring up Connor Sharpio, who also walked in the first inning. This is his first at bat. So in this series for the Prune Packers, we're talking about how the Crawdad pitching has been excellent. 23% strikeout rate for Prune Packers hitting. This one is chopped to the left side. Farfan has the high hop. He'll go to first in time. A 1-2-3 third inning for Tyler Blair. We're going to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Prune Packers. Bottom of the third inning with the Prune Packers on top of the Walnut Creek Crawdads 1-0. The Prune Packers are going to the bullpen. This pitching change is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. It's Michael Rice relieving Pierce George.
It's Gaucho player, Michael Rice. Not Gaucho legend, because he's not playing for the Crawdads. He's been great this summer, though. 3-0, an 0.93 ERA in 8 games. 2 of them starts, 19 in the third innings pitched, 24 strikeouts, just 1 walk, 13 hits. You've seen him pitch at UCSB. You said the key to his outings is the walks. He's been great at limiting those this summer. Crawdads will try to flip that script today.
It'll be Ryder Helfrich, Nico Button, and the top of the lineup, Ryan Ellis. Excuse me. The line is closed for Pierce George, who was pretty much fantastic. 2 innings, a hit, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Helfrich digs in from the right side as the center fielder. 3-13, no homers, and 8 runs batted in. First pitch from Rice is a fastball fouled outside of the third base bag. 0-1.
You know, it looked like Ryder Helfrich was actually out in front of that fastball, and I think his eye level was just so trained to, he didn't face Pierce George, but he was ready for Pierce George.
Yes. Rice still brings the heat, fastball around 90 miles an hour. We don't have a radar gun at UCSB, but he's one of the harder throwers. Slider in there for a strike, 1-2.
It actually isn't Michael Rice. Who is it? So we don't know who this is, actually.
So it's not Michael Rice. I was going to say, looks a little different.
We were lied to.
No balls and 2 strikes from the righty to Helfrich. It's a slider in the dirt.
I think it's actually 2-1.
I have 1 and 2.
You do have 1 and 2?
Slider, second pitch was a strike.
Cool. So we're not sure who this is on the mound.
We don't.
There's no 18 on the roster.
It's 1 and 2, a fastball straight into the net. Well, or wake up.
Yeah, I don't know. Vaughn Moderer, maybe? Noah Milliken, maybe?
Multiple 13s.
This is 18.
Michael Rice is now warming.
Cool.
1 and 2 from an unknown righty. Slider in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Things you only see in the CCL.
Yeah, I don't know who this is, and I feel bad for our point streak guy Kobe because he's got to kind of maneuver his way around. It is Jack Snook. Okay. Wearing number 18 is number 14 on point streak.
Nice. So the 2-2 from the righty Snook is a changeup in the dirt, low. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ryder Helfrich.
Let me tell you about Jack Snook. He's 0-0 on the year in 2 games, 4 1/3 innings, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. Has only pitched twice, June 9th, July 7th. Goes to St. Mary's.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Ryder Helfrich leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning. Fastball swung on and missed. First batter that Jack Snook faces, he strikes out. There's 1 down in the 3rd.
Definitely a little frustrating to get some misinformation, especially when it was so confident.
Who relayed that to us?
I don't know. So it is Jack Snook. Let me try to get some St. Mary's numbers, and we apologize for that.
Number 9 hitter. And the Walnut Creek Crawdad batting lineup is Nico Button. He stands in from the left side. First pitch, changeup down low. 1-0. Got the day off yesterday. Went 0 for 3 with a strikeout in game 1. And versus the Prune Packers this summer, all summer, he's 1 for 11, a couple of runs batted in, and 4 strikeouts. 1-0 from Snook. Another changeup. This one a little inside. 2-0.
So Jack Snook going into his senior year at St. Mary's was really good in 2022. He was 2-1 with a 3.54. Struggled this last year. Pitched for the Brockton Rocks in the Futures League in 2021. Do you know anything about that team?
Do not.
Okay, so I have actually some cool knowledge on that team.
All right. Here's the 2-0 to Button. Fastball outside. 3-0.
So the Brockton Rocks last summer were kind of made a little fame because they had all of the Red Sox legends' kids on their team.
Really?
So I'll get into it after the pitch.
3 balls and no strikes to Nico Button with 1 down in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the 3-0. Fastball, and therefore strike 3-1.
Jaden Sheffield, son of Gary. D'Angelo Ortiz, son of David.
All right.
Manny Ramirez Jr., son of Manny. It keeps going.
I'd love to just keep going. Here's the 3-1. Changeup, popped up left side. Shortstop Travis Sanders going out. Cam Nickens coming in. It'll be Cam Nickens reaching up and making the catch for the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Pedro Martinez, son of Pedro.
Wow.
Let's see. Is there more? There definitely were more. Cade Folk, son of Keith.
Okay.
And there was someone else. I thought there was one more, but I guess not. Also, I'm learning now, Bronson Balholm.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
On the Brockton Rocks roster last summer.
Mudcat legend. Here's Ryan Ellis, struck out looking to begin the bottom of the first inning. First pitch changeup misses outside, 1-0. So the last 6 Crawdads have been retired by a combination of Pierce George and Jack Snook. Jack Snook.
Yep.
Cool name.
Sure.
1-0 from Snook. Righty delivers a fastball lined back up the middle. Sanders to his left, throws to first on the run, and retires Ryan Ellis. So 7 straight retired by Prune Packers pitching. We're going to the top of the 4th. Austin Oda going to be taking over on the play-by-play when we come back. 1-0, Prune Packers lead.
Top half of the 4th inning here from Danville, California. Tyler Blair is on the mound to face Ivan Bredauer, Cameron Nickens, and Peyton Schultz. When we left, we were talking about the Brockton Rocks.
Yeah, good team name.
Great team name. Ivan Bredauer is 0 for 1, steps in the right-handed batter's box, and the first pitch of the 4th inning is a fastball right past him, 0-1.
Tough to sneak a fastball past him, huh?
It is.
Yeah.
Very much so. So another cool thing about the Brockton Rocks
Enlighten
is
me.
actually, I'll tell you after this
Okay,
pitch.
all right. I'll wait.
Blair a long wait. The 0-1. Curveball golfed to center field high and deep, but it looks like Ryder Helfrich has a beat on it in front of the warning track. Now moving to his left, makes the catch on the run. Ball started drifting, and he made the catch for the out. All right, ready?
I'm patiently waiting.
The first woman to ever play in the NCAA, Marika Lizick.
Uh-huh.
Apologies for the pronunciation. It's one of those names that has like 17 consonants in a row, but plays for them this year.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Is she playing well?
I don't think she's played too much. I think she's been hurt.
That's a bummer.
Here's Cameron Nickens. First pitch. Fastball. Sawed off to the right side. Ryan Ellis moving to his left. Scoops, tosses to first. And it's 3 pitches, 2 outs for Tyler Blair.
Love this. Get ahead. Get in on the hands, that fastball. Blair's been he's been displaying the slider quite a bit. Huh. That's weird.
What?
Home plate umpire Ron McGath went out there to check on the ball. And just gave it right back. That was interesting.
Also, I have a personal connection with the Brockton Rocks.
Okay.
My good friend from middle school, John Demazonio, who plays at St. Mary's,
Okay.
also played on the Brockton Rocks last year.
Wow.
First pitch fastball to Peyton Schultz, called a strike on the inside. A couple of Cal guys facing off right here. Brant Cummings really, really wanted me to get John Demazonio on this team this year.
Yeah. And you just couldn't?
Just couldn't deliver.
Yeah.
The 0-1. Right down the middle, 0-2. Looked like he went to the changeup on 0-1.
Well, you just broadcast, so
Yeah, what else do I really do?
not much.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Packers lead by 1. Blair wants to keep it right there with Peyton Schultz, his Cal teammate, at the dish. The 0-2. Curveball tapped to the left side. Max Farfan waits for the second hop, goes on his back foot, throws to first. Nearly takes Donnelly off the bag, but he's able to make the play for the 3rd out. It's back-to-back 1-2-3 frames for Tyler Blair. Crawdads trailed by 1 as we head to the bottom half of the 4th. Bottom half of the fourth inning, Dads trail by 1. They'll send Brian Duroff, Joey Donnelly, and Matt King to the dish.
Leading off bottom of the fourth inning, for Walnut Creek, right fielder number
Duroff struck out in his first at bat on 4 pitches. That was facing a very, very tough righty, Pierce George. Here's Jack Snook at the dish. First pitch to Brian Duroff is a slider just below the knees, a ball and no strikes. Crawdads have not gotten a base runner on since Joey Donnelly's 2-out single in the first. The 1-0. Grounded slowly to the left side. Peyton Schultz fields on 2 hops. Will crow hop and throw over to first in time for the first out. And so it goes for the Crawdads.
Yeah, just a lot of quick outs. That's kind of been the thing. The first inning, even the second inning. Well, no, really just the first inning. It seemed like the Crawdads were working some at-bats, even with a couple of strikeouts. And here, just going after that second pitch, and that's fine. You're going to drive it into a gap like Donnelly did in his last at-bat.
Donnelly smashed the single to the left side in his last at-bat on the first pitch he saw. So we'll see what his mentality is here against Snook. Righty on lefty, the first pitch to Donnelly is lined to the left side, but this one goes foul, 0-1.
I like the swing early approach against a guy like Pierce George. You don't want him to get to 2 strikes, right? We've seen the Prune Packers make errors all summer long. Just not the defensive team that we may have thought. You put the ball in play, put some pressure on. Never know what could happen.
0-1. Donnelly takes the slider down low, ball and a strike. They made 5 errors yesterday.
Yeah, and you know,
some of them Mickey Mouse.
some of them were just like not errors, but called errors, and that's just how it goes sometimes. Home field advantage, save a pitcher's ERA. It's fine.
The 1-1 from Snook. Donnelly taps it up the middle. Snook's got it on a hop. Barely has to move. Will lob it over to first underhand. It's high, but Sharpio is able to pull it down for the second out.
Tough to be mad at that if you're Joey Donnelly. Hit it pretty hard, back up the middle, but Jack Snook just grabs it, flips it to first, PFP.
He can pitch and he can field. You could say he's the jack of all trades.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So 2 outs here in the fourth. Crawdads trail by 1. Matt King grounded into a fielder's choice earlier today. First pitch here is a slider, comes in and gets him on the backside, and it's a 2-out base runner for the Crawdads, the first guy to reach since Joey Donnelly's 2-out single in the first.
They'll take it. Have to take it. Struggling to really even work a count, let alone get a guy on. I mean, yeah, there's 2 outs, but you got to think a favorable matchup for Cole Fellows. Let's see if he can, drive one to the opposite field or get a ball in the air to the pole side. That's the biggest thing that I'm looking for.
Cole's 0 for 1, grounded out to shortstop in his first at bat. Saw 1 pitch, does that a lot. First pitch to him here is hit high and deep right field. Going back is Ivan Bredauer. He looks up, it's gone. It's a 2-1 Crawdads lead right on cue. Cole Fellows pulls one to right field, his 3rd home run of the summer on the first pitch, and the Crawdads lead it 2-1.
Like I said, let's see if he can pull a ball in the air. Does just that over the cargo crate out in right field. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Cole Fellows.
That ball was tattooed. Crawdads needed it. 2 down here in the fourth. Crawdads lead by 1. It's their first lead of the day. And hey, sometimes all it takes is 1 good swing.
Hey, walks, hit by pitches with 2 outs, they'll bite you.
Here's Tyson Pointer, who worked a long at-bat in his first time. First pitch he sees here is popped up back behind the plate. Looks like it's making its way back over is Kimball Schuessler by the netting. It drops. 0-1.
Let's see Pointer go back to back through the wind.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's see if he can get a fastball elevated. I like when Pointer gets it and he knows and he kind of just watches it for a second, tosses the bat.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Crawdads lead by 2. Or excuse me, by 1, 2-1. The 0-1. Pointer watches a slider right down the middle, 0-2. If he sees that pitch again, it's at about 750 feet.
Yeah, that's
give or
the
take a couple.
That's the get me over right there. 0-1. Right down the middle.
The 0-2. Pointer swings and misses. Good slider, fell off the outside. It's the second strikeout for Jack Snook. But the Crawdads take their first lead of the day. A 2-out hit by pitch and a 2-out blast by Cole Fellows will send us to the top of the 5th. It's Crawdads 2, Prune Packers 1. First lead of the day for the Crawdads sends us to the top half of the 5th inning, where Kimball Schuessler, Travis Sanders, and Alex Leopard will face Tyler Blair. All of them their second time, except it's Alex Leopard's third. Kimball Schuessler is 0 for 1. He popped out on 2 pitches to the second baseman Ryan Ellis. First pitch he sees here is a fastball just a little tight, 1-0. No action in the Crawdads bullpen yet, because Tyler Blair has been very, very solid through 4 innings. Only struck out 1, but he's gotten ahead a lot. 1-0. Fastball right down the middle on the outside, a ball and a strike.
Hey, wins are made by outs, not strikeouts. Doesn't matter, you know, how you get, dude, it doesn't matter how you get them. Just like, come on.
The 1-1 from Blair. A long way. Now he comes to the plate. It's right down the middle with a fastball, 1-2. Your lines are so good today. I'm not even like, there's no BS here. You're killing it.
I'm just done.
1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Blair ahead in the count to Schuessler. The 1-2. High tapper, not very high actually. Back to Blair on the mound. He will lob it over to first on the run. You know what? Tyler Blair he's a pitcher.
Yes.
That one looked like a pitcher fielding the ball.
He got
Looked
there
like a
fine.
pitcher throwing.
Yes, so he got there, right? Good job, field it, and one of those ones, it's tough. Those in-betweeners, do I go with the overhand or do I do what I'm told, you know, try and race him to first and flip underhand? Did a little bit of both there, and it was like the sidearm like he's tossing a grenade.
Yeah.
A little interesting, but hey, result-based business.
Exactly, and that's an out. And it's the longest outing officially of Tyler Blair's year. It'll bring up Travis Sanders, who had an RBI single his last time. Swings through a first pitch fastball at the top of the zone. Nothing and 1. Really grounded one to the right side that Ryan Ellis thought he had made a play on. Everyone kind of thought he had made a play on.
Yeah, a tough one.
But was called safe at first.
It's a hang with him.
0-1, spiked fastball off the outside. We're even at 1. Crawdads lead it 2-1 here in the 5th. A game that, if they win, will send them to first place for the first time all year.
Maybe for the first time ever.
Yeah, we don't really have
Can't
that
confirm.
much data.
Cannot confirm.
At least this iteration of the Crawdads, the 1-1, is swung on and missed. Just got the fastball by him. Sanders not even close to touching it, and it's 1-2. In 2014, the Crawdads won the championship.
Really?
Yep.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah. That was the last time they made the playoffs, before last year. The 1-2. Fastball line straight back. Wake up!
I'm up.
Ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, that was a very long time ago. That was Jordan Bautista was the head coach. He is now the coach of the Admirals. The more you know. They stay in Crawdads history. The 1-2. Slider down and away. We're even at 2. We had a pretty solid little prep session today.
Yeah, you know, I was up before you, but that's fine.
I was awake. It just wasn't I was in.
Being lazy, per usual.
Wow. Wow. Man.
Yep.
2-2. Curveball down and away, 3-2. Blair's just got to get back in the strike zone. He's gotten the fastball past Sanders a couple times. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Dads lead by 1. Blair from the first base side of the rubber is 3-2. Is grounded to second base on 2 hops. Ryan Ellis goes to the back knee to get it. Will lob it over to first, and it's in time for the second out.
Ooh, hot shot. And big hop, but Ellis able to control it. Go to first, 2 up, 2 down. Looked like Blair may have lost Sanders at some point in that at bat, but he's able to fight back, get the out, does flip the lineup.
9 straight retired by Tyler Blair. That'll bring up the top of the lineup. Alex Leopard, who grounded into a big double play his last time. First pitch here. Fastball a little high, 1-0. Leopard, when he came up his last time, had runners on the corners, just 1 out. It felt like nothing was going Crawdads' way. But a sharp grounder, but it was right to Matt King. He was able to go 6-4-3. 1-0, down and in, 2-0.
Double plays, good.
If you hit into them, not good.
Yeah.
But if you're pitching and you get a double play ball, oh, best feeling.
It's an underrated part of baseball, double play. Everyone looks at the strikeouts, the hits, walks, double plays.
2-0. Fastball outside, 3-0. Heard a little bit of, I think, tire there from Tyler Blair.
Yeah, he's, like we said, the longest outing for him this summer.
The 3-0. Right down the middle at the knees, 3-1.
Yeah, laboring a little, right? But no real action over in the Crawdad bullpen. We were talking about it. If you can give us 4, 5.
3-1. Fastball crushed to right field. Going back is Brian Duroff. Spins around. He will reach up, but it's 1 hop up against the wall. He fields it on a hop. He's going to have a chance at second, but it's just a little late as Leopard is in ahead of the throw. It's a 2-out double, and there's a runner on second with 2 down.
Just a really, really good swing from Alex Leopard, turning around Brian Duroff out in right field. And Duroff really couldn't have done any better on that. Fielded it pretty well off the carom. You like that word, carom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big carom guy.
And then strong throw to Ellis and did what he was supposed to. If it was a little bit low, let it go through, and a little late. Good swing.
2 outs. It'll bring up Blake McDonald, who's 0 for 2 today. Just 1 for 7 this year against Crawdad pitching. Runner on second. He's the only strikeout victim from Tyler Blair to this point. First pitch to McDonald is a fastball in tight, 1-0. For Walnut Creek, this is a guy that has struggled against them in his career. In 3 years, under 700 OPS. Really has not hit the ball very hard. Got to get this one.
Keeping him off balance.
Long wait, and the 1-0 is a curveball down and away, 2-0. But you gotta throw a strike here.
Yeah, absolutely. Hunter Duro, dangerous. He's on deck. Don't want it to get to him, especially with a runner in scoring position. Find a way. Change up, it's been good. That slider, it's been good. Get a 5-3 put out, get yourself out of here.
The 2-0. Popped up on the right side. Joey Donnelly will give it a look, now sprinting towards foul territory, but it's out of play, 2-1.
That would have worked.
Would have.
Pop up.
Joey's been struggling a little bit defensively, but, should have made that play.
Yeah. Should have scaled the dugout.
Exactly.
Laid out on the black top.
Right.
Into the batting cage.
Thank you. All jokes. We love Joey.
Yes, Joey is awesome.
The 2-1 to McDonald. Look to second and to the plate. It's flipped to the right side. No one can make a play on this one. We're even at 2. Crawdads lead by 1 here in the 5th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in probably the last inning for Tyler Blair. The runner on second, Alex Leopard, good speed there. Blake McDonald 0 for 2 at the plate. The 2-2 from Blair. A look to second. Now he comes home. Change up, down, and off the plate away. 3-2.
All right. Second straight 3-ball count. Third straight actually for Tyler Blair. Got to find a way, bear down, make a pitch.
This will be pitch number 69 for Tyler Blair today.
Nice.
The 3-ball, 2-strike pitch from Blair with a runner on second and the Crawdads leading by 1. Here it comes. It's popped up on the infield. Ryan Ellis, the second baseman, and Joey Donnelly, the first baseman, on the right side. It's Ellis that makes the catch to end the inning and strand Alex Leopard on second. A 2-out double, but like I said, Tyler Blair strands him right there. We'll head bottom 5. Crawdads lead 2-1. Bottom half of the 5th inning, Dads lead by 1.
Good assessment.
Thank you. It'll be Max Farfan, Ryder Helfrich, and Nico Button. First pitch to Max Farfan is swung on and missed. Good fastball off the outside, 0-1.
You remember what happened last time Max Farfan got an at-bat at Monte Vista in the 5th inning against the Healdsburg Prune Packers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
He homered.
Yeah, I did. The 0-1 to Farfan. Slider whiffed at, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. No outs here in the 5th. Crawdads lead by 1 after Coldfellow's 2-out home run in the 5th, or in the 4th. 0-2. Tapper, 2 short. Travis Sanders gets 2 big hops, takes his time, and chucks it over to first in time for the first out.
That is no home run.
True.
But Jack Snook, he's been really, really, really good. And, you know, the hit by pitch sucks and the home run sucks. But outside of that, a really nice job relieving Pierce George.
That'll bring up Ryder Helfrich, who's 0 for 1, struck out in his first at bat. Righty on righty, first pitch. Helfrich muscles it back behind the plate, 0-1.
Yesterday, the Ryder Helfrich legacy game, a couple of hits, a couple of runs batted in, threw a runner out trying to steal third in the bottom of the 9th inning. Had that beautiful right center swing in his first at bat. That's a Helfrich we know and love.
0-1. Slider at the knees on the outside, 0-2. So back-to-back 0-2 counts. Always what you want to be at.
Getting ahead, the slider, good. It's a very, very good pitch from Jack Snook.
No balls, 2 strikes and an out. Same spot that Farfan was in. Snook, a big breath. Now at the belt, the 0-2. Slider swung on and missed. Beautiful pitch. It's 2 strikeouts for Ryder Helfrich. It's 3 for Jack Snook.
It's just a beauty. That slider starts probably a ball, ends, you know, in the left-handed batter's box, maybe in the dirt just above it. Such a good pitch to a righty. It's almost unhittable.
Here's Nico Button, who's 0 for 1, popped out softly to the left fielder. Cam Nickens his last time. Looking to get it going, has cooled down a little bit. First pitch to the lefty is grounded up the middle and past the reach of Travis Sanders into center field, right on cue. Nico Button, the 9th place hitter, has a 2-out single.
I've ever said how much I like watching Nico Button hit, because I really like watching Nico Button hit. That last at-bat for him in the 3rd inning, he got a little jammed and flipped one to left field, but that just middle approach with the ground ball, it's hit pretty well. He goes to the opposite field with the best of them.
Speaking of the best of them, Ryan Ellis, though he's 0 for 2 today, bats here with a runner on first and 2 outs. Crawdads lead by 1, trying to extend. First pitch to Ellis. Popped up on the infield. Should be playable. Kimball Schuessler flips the mask. Now it looks like no one's going to have a play. It's no one. It's dropped. It looked like the pitcher, Jack Snook, ended up going into a slide to try to make the play, and he couldn't. It should be an error. It's just no communication.
Yeah, probably the E1 right there. I gotta think, that's Kimball Schuessler's ball. That, maybe Peyton Scholl's, right? It's one of the two. It cannot be Jack Snook. And, Johnny Gomes, not happy.
Johnny Gomes not here. Joey Gomes.
Joey Gomes, sorry.
Definitely not happy.
Sorry.
I'm just playing with you. It's a new pitcher. It looks like that'll be the day for Jack Snook. New arm will come in when we come back. Crawdads lead it 2-1. Here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, a call to the bullpen, and you know what that means. It's time for NorCal Oaks. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by the NorCal Oaks, who are a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball, all while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. You've already heard all about him once. Let's hear about him a second time.
Michael Rice, the 6'2" junior, 190 pounds from UC Santa Barbara. 3-0 win-loss, 0.93 ERA, making his 9th appearance of the summer. He does have a couple of starts, obviously not starting today. 19 1/3 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts, just 1 walk, and 13 hits allowed.
He'll be facing Brian DeRoff with runners on first and second and 2 outs. First pitch, DeRoff lines it over us. 0-1.
Ooh, I thought we were going to get one. Last time I saw Michael Rice, he had long hair, still had the beard, but very long, wavy hair. Since cut it. So
Very true.
new look Michael Rice.
Yeah. New summer, new me.
Yeah. No walks. He really struggled with the walks in command at UCSB.
Sets below the belt, the 0-1. Line drive left field sinking, and that's going to be a base hit. Up with it in left is Nickens. Button's going to be sent to the plate. Here's Nickens' throw. It is high and over the head of Schussler, over the head of Rice as well. Now Ellis is going to try for the plate, but he's going to put on the brakes and stop at third base. The second airmailed throw we've seen from a Packers left fielder. It's an RBI for Brian DeRuff, and it's 3-1 Crawdads.
Just like that. Great swing from Duroff, dumping it in front of Cameron Nickens. And really, you know what? A heads-up baseball play from Brian Duroff. Saw that throw going high towards home plate, took off for second. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Joey Donnelly.
This is definitely one of the guys you want at the plate right now. Already a single today and hit a ball very hard back to the mound in his last at-bat. He is officially 1 for 2. Bats here with runners on first and second and 2 outs, and the Crawdads with a chance to really extend this lead. First pitch, Donnelly waves at a fastball and misses, 0-1. So I think that should be a single and an error, but the run is still earned. Well, the run is actually unearned, but it's still an RBI. So, baseball. The 0-1. Donnelly watches up and away, 1-1. So officially it is a single, an error that moves Ellis to third, and an error that moves Duroff to second. 1-1. Donnelly watches a changeup, down and away, 2-1.
I think Ellis would have got to third.
Okay, so I think Ellis is on third, but it's the error that moves Duroff to second.
Yes.
Okay. Baseball.
Yeah.
Either way, 3-1 Crawdads, and that's all that really matters. Crawdads could make a big dent here in the 5th. The 2-1. Donnelly swings through a fastball, 2-2.
Yeah, keep adding on. 3-1, it's a good lead, right? But why not keep adding on? Base hit scores 2.
4-1, better lead. 5-1,
Greater.
really great lead.
Yeah.
6-1, oh,
8-2 yesterday.
never felt completely comfortable.
No.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it comes to Donnelly. It is golf to right side, but foul. Under the glove of the first baseman, Sharpio, and took a big hop over the pitcher's mound in the Crawdads bullpen.
Ooh, look out over there.
Ah! It's me looking out.
That bullpen without Sean Fitzpatrick.
Just looks bare.
Yeah. It's not the same.
The 2-2, one more time to Donnelly. Slider a little low. Good take by Donnelly. We're full 3-2.
First base occupied by someone other than Brome. Oh. Oh.
First base right now, not occupied. So place to put Joey Donnelly. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Dads lead by 2, already run home in the 5th. The 3-2. Donnelly takes up high, ball 4. Good at bat.
Needed that, right? Load the bases. Matt King, great opportunity to get right. We've talked about it struggling a little bit, but a huge opportunity here. 2 outs, a run already in. You've scored back-to-back innings. Break it open, Matt. Break it open.
Crawdads lead by 2, but like you said, they would love to add on with Matt King. He's 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice, and then got hit by the first pitch he saw in his last at-bat. Ellis Duroff, Donnelly runners third to first. First pitch to King. High drive, right center field. Going back is Brett Auer at the warning track. He looks up. He makes the catch at the wall as he barrels into the right center field fence. It looked like Matt King got all of that one, but just missed by a bit. The Crawdads are able to score on a pair of hits, a pair of errors. They leave the bases loaded. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Crawdads lead it 3-1. Top half of the 6th inning, and it's a time for a new pitcher for the Crawdads. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. NorCal Oaks is a non-profit organization that are dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball, all while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. The Cal Berkeley arm will hand it off to a pitcher that throws just about an hour south on the 680. It's Joey Camerata.
6'2", 240, 1-1 win-loss, 5.5 ERA, making his 10th appearance of the summer. 18 innings pitched, the 20 strikeouts, 13 walks, 12 hits. Whip a little high at 1.43, but Crawdads are going to need that to come down here, and a good opportunity for Camerata, who's coming off a really good outing.
He really has been very good. He's had a couple poor outings, but I think overall has been a very good summer for Joey. He'll be facing Hunter Duro, Connor Sharpio, and Ivan Bredauer. Ugh. Meat of the lineup. First pitch to Duro is a slider outside 1-0. This, one of his teammates at San Jose State. Roll Spartans. The 1-0. To Duro, who's 0 for 1, is a fastball. Called a little upstairs, 2-0. Final line for Tyler Blair. He was fantastic. 5 innings, 4 hits, just 1 run, 2 walks, a strikeout.
Starters for the Crawdads in this series have been special.
The 2-0. Fastball on the outside. Ooh, called a ball. Wow.
Wow. All right.
3-0.
Nonetheless, 4 earned runs allowed from Crawdads starters in 13 innings. That's an ERA of 2.77.
Yeah.
It's really good.
3-0 outside, ball 4. So, tough first at bat for Joey. We'll put a runner on with no outs.
High pitches, we've seen that in this game, right? With the Cole Fellows 2-run homer. All set up by a 2-out hit by pitch. Let's see if Camerata, he gets a lot of ground balls. Let's see if he can get one here.
Connor Sharpio, the right-handed hitter, watches the first pitch fastball zip to the outside edge, 0-1.
Zip. Yeah.
That's what it does.
Fastball's got some zip. It's got some life.
No balls and a strike. Runner on first, Sharpio. Camerata twists around. Now the 0-1. Fastball up and in, a ball and a strike. It's a hard thrower, but I think it is one that looks a little harder than it actually is.
Yeah, the funky delivery. Big guy, right? Releasing it from a weird arm slot.
Really hides the ball for a long time as well. Pickoff move, back in at first is the runner, Duro, and it gets past Donnelly all the way to the right field corner. Duro's all the way around second. He's heading for third. He might look to the plate as Duro fumbles it in right field. It's going to be a bad error and a costly error at that. They're going to move the runner actually back to second. Maybe they're going to call it out of play in right field.
So, even if it's out of play, doesn't it? Don't you advance a base?
It's kind of like the whole thing where if there's like a ground rule double, but the guy's already around second, they still stay at second.
Is it?
Yeah. I
don't think that's how it.
I think so. So Mac, Mr. Umpire, enlighten me. There's a ground rule double, and the guy is already around second. He still goes back to second, right? Yeah. Right. So, I think this is a good time for a look around the CCL,
Yeah,
shall
give
we?
it to me.
This
Give
look around the CCL is brought to you by
American Stage Tours, small enough to care and large enough to compete.
That was beautiful. The runner is, I don't know where he's going to be, but it's no other games going on right now. Sonoma Bay Area started at 4, but there's no score on Point Streak.
Nice.
Lincoln Solano started at 5. There's no score on Point Streak.
Nice.
Let me do some further maneuvering.
Investigative reporting.
Yeah, no other scores being reported right now.
Nice.
Live, laugh, love, California Collegiate League Baseball.
It's something for sure.
It's a league.
Yeah. A league of all time.
The runner's going to be at least on second. Joey Gomes arguing his case here. What else can we talk about?
Did you get a good night of sleep?
I got a great night of sleep.
That's nice.
Did you?
It was okay. Woke up 1:32. To the air mattress I was sleeping on was deflated, and I woke up. I thought I was surfing in my dream.
That's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah. And I woke up and I'm like, I'm not surfing. I'm in bed. What's going on? And I stayed there for about 10 minutes. I'm like, I can't do this. And so I moved to the couch.
So the runner is going to be on second with no outs. And an E1 moves him there. It's a 1-1 count to Sharpio. Now with the runner on second, the double play eliminated, at least the easy way. Sharpio's 0 for 1, walked and grounded out. 1-1. Swing, check swing. Did he go? No, says the field umpire. It's 2-1 on a good slider.
Slider looked like a pretty good pitch, too. Could have been called either way. Went the ball in the tight zone from the home plate umpire, Ron McGath.
2-1 from Camerata. A look to second. Now he delivers. A fastball line past the diving shortstop King into left field. That's a base knock. They're going to hold up Hunter Duro at third. It's a crushed single by Connor Sharpio, and the Pack are right back at it with runners on the corners and still nobody down.
Don't blink. Do not blink. Here they come. Runners on the corners, nobody out, and probably the most dangerous hitter in the entirety of the CCL.
Looks like he got one to center field his last time up. He hits here with runners on first and third and no outs. Ivan Brettauer is 0 for 2 today, but I don't want to face this guy.
No.
Runners on the corners, no outs. First pitch, Brettauer lines it straight back, 0-1.
Yeah, you heard it.
Sophie Arroyo is telling us, our wonderful Director of Public Relations is telling us to inform people about the Pete's meet and greet.
Go for it. You know more about it than
I do. We'll wait after the 0-1. I think that was meant to be said during the delay.
Oh.
The 0-1. Slider on the outside at the knees, 0-2. So 5 Crawdads are going to be at Pete's Brass Rail on Saturday after the game. Go meet your Crawdads, get some stuff signed outside at Pete's.
Who are the 5?
Be there.
Who are the 5?
The 0-2. Slider swung on and missed. Big first out as he went fishing off the outside. It's the first strikeout from Camerata. Those 5,
Yes.
Cole Fellows,
Okay.
Ryan Ellis,
Nice.
Ryan Delaney,
Dope.
0-5,
Oh, yeah. That's my guy.
and
Joey Donnelly?
Joey Donnelly.
Nice. All right. Good crew.
Here's Cameron Nickens, who's 1 for 2, grounded out 4-3 in his last at-bat. Camerata would love a double play ball here. First pitch to Nickens is swung on and missed. Slider off the outside. Button blocks it. He's going to get up. Throw to second. It's in time at second base to nab Connor Sharpio. A perfect throw by Nico Button, and there's 2 outs here in the inning, and it's a strike at first base. Everything is coming up Crawdads.
Wow. Nico Button, great job blocking that pitch, keeping it in front, bouncing on it quickly, and just gunning down Sharpio. Stole base. Yeah.
So 2 outs now. The 0-1 is off the outside. Good stop by Button. We're even at 1. That is the kind of play that wins baseball games.
Absolutely. And, you know, we saw it a little bit yesterday in a 6-run game at third base with Ryder Helfrich. Blocked a pitch, threw down to third, and threw out.
Alex Leopard.
Was it? Yeah.
1-1. Fastball high, 2-1. There's already more throwing in the Crawdads bullpen. It's Cade Cushing getting loose. I would like to see Joey go 2.
If you can get out of the scoreless, yes.
But I think you want the insurance there with Cush in the bullpen.
Yeah, I agree.
2-1. Slider off the outside. Did he go? No.
Oh, come on.
3-1.
My favorite line. If he hits it, it's a double. And he went.
3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on third. Peyton Schultz on deck. And it looks like Ron McGath is going to say something to the dad's dugout, which Brant Cummings is not going to be happy about. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Camerata delivers the 3-1. Ball 4 outside. Runners on the corners. It's 2 walks and a hit this inning for Healdsburg, but a big strikeout and a caught stealing have gotten the 2 outs, and here's Peyton Schultz.
Yeah, Camerata has kind of been helped by the defense, really by Nico Button. And you know, that big strikeout of Ivan Brettauer is looking huge right now. That caught stealing is looking huge right now. Got to find a way to get out of it. Make the most of it.
1 for 2 is Peyton Schultz today. First pitch to him here is popped up on the infield behind home plate. Nico Button gives away the mask, but it's Max Farfan that drops the ball. Man.
Baseball gods won't like that one. It's a tough play. Very, very tough play. Farfan playing back, no doubles defense with 2 outs. Had to go a long way. I think that's probably Nico Button's ball. Probably an easier play for him to make.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners on the corners. Feels like that could give the Pack some big momentum. They trail by 2 here in the top of the 6th, but are threatening with runners on the corners and 2 outs. The 0-1. Schultz watches a slider outside. We're even at 1. Crawdads have scored 2 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. Pack haven't scored since the 2nd. Crawdads lead it by 2. Runners on the corners, 2 down. Camerata to Schultz. The 1-1. Grounded softly to the left side. Matt King fields it. Double clutch, throw to first. It's in time. Joey Camerata escapes runners on first and third, and just 1 out. Escapes the 2-out error by Max Farfan. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 3-1. The Crawdads lead. Bottom half of the 6th inning, Joey Camerata was able to escape a big jam, and now it's Colt Fellows, Tyson Pointer, and Max Farfan to hit for the Crawdads, who lead 3-1. Colt Fellows crushed a 2-run home run that gave the Crawdads the lead in his last at-bat. Why not do another one here?
It's the difference right now.
Fellows Pointer Farfan to face Michael Rice. The Gaucho delivers the first pitch of the inning. It's a fastball at the knees on the outside, 0-1. The first time Cole Fellows will see more than one pitch in an at-bat today.
I love that approach. Don't want to strike out, want to swing, get that first pitch.
0-1. Fellows watches a changeup fall off the outside, off the knees. We're even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks like Cade Cushing is done throwing, so not sure if he's warm or if Joey's just going to go up for another one. 1-1, fastball swung on and missed, 1 and 2.
Hey, either way, Camerata able to work out of a jam. That was a pretty big jam right there. Tying run was on first base at one point. Go ahead at the plate, of course. See if he can settle in, hopefully, in the second inning of work.
1-2. Fellows watches down and away, 2-2. If you were to kind of build the bullpen the rest of the way, what would you want it to look like?
I mean, you got to know who's available, right? Probably Camerata for this next inning and Cush for the final.
That's kind of how it would go.
Final 2, yeah.
I think if the Crawdads are able to extend a little more, maybe another run or 2, I wouldn't mind E.J. McGrew for an inning, just to keep Cush a little more healthy.
Yep.
2-2. Down low with a fastball, 3-2.
Be wrong, but E.J. McGrew's been, or not E.J. McGrew, sorry. Cade Cushing has been getting extended a little bit, right?
A little bit more, yeah. But
So-
not to great results.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing, is you like him for an inning. The 3-2. Fellows watches a slider just a little outside. It looked fastball for a long time and then ended up breaking back, and Fellows was able to watch it for ball 4.
It's just a good at-bat. Really, really good at-bat to lead off an inning from Cole Fellows. I mean, you get that full count. It's easy to try and chase a good pitch, you know, backdoor. But he laid off, and no chance for Tyson Pointer.
Pointer's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts today. Looking to avoid the hat trick with Fellows on first, no outs. 3-1 Crawdads lead. First pitch to Pointer. Smash over the third base bag. That's fair down the left field line and all the way into the corner. Fellows going to be waved to third as the left fielder. Nickens drops it. Now Lovato's going to send Fellows around third. Nickens chucks it in the shortstop. The throw is not in time. Fellows comes home to score. It's an RBI double, and it's 4-1 Crawdads.
Yeah, Tyson Pointer smashed that thing down the line. Had a rough day to this point. A couple of strikeouts erased that. Great swing by Tyson Pointer. Cole Fellows, gotta go, gotta be quick.
Max Farfan will hit now with the Crawdads having a 4-1 lead. Farfan is 0 for 2 though to this point. Try to flip the script just like his teammate before him was able to do. 4-1 Crawdads. First pitch to Farfan is a slider at the knees, on the outside. 0-1. Oh, 1 slider swung on and missed. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. 4-1 Crawdads. Rice looks to second, sets below the belt. Now the funky righty to the plate is a slider. Outside and low, 1-2.
With nobody out here, keep going. Step on the throat, right? Don't play around with it. Keep going. Keep hitting.
1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Rice to Farfan. Comes set. Looks to second where Pointer extends his lead. Now the 1-2. Slider struck him out swinging. Good slider off the outside. It's the first strikeout for Michael Rice.
Yeah, it's a good pitch. Really, really, really good pitch. That slider off the outside. And if made contact with, going to be a weak ground ball somewhere. And no chance for Max Farfan, who'd seen some fastballs middle.
Now to bring up Ryder Helfrich, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. What if he does what Tyson Pointer does? Or did? First pitch is lined up the middle off the leg of Michael Rice, and it kicks towards the first base bag. Sharpio's up with it. He's going to flip it to first, and it's not in time. It's a base knock for Ryder Helfrich. And I have no idea how Michael Rice got to the first base bag after that ball knocked off of him. He waves off his catcher. He says, I'm good.
Wow. I mean, that was a loud sound off the bat of Ryder Helfrich. Had that crack. Couldn't have felt good.
Ryder Helfrich is hitting some of the hardest balls we've seen in the last couple days. Had a pair of balls yesterday to right field that I would guesstimate an exit velo combined at about 210, 220. Here's Nico Button. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Crawdads lead by 3. Every next run is big. First pitch to Button is way outside, 1-0.
And this is a guy I really like up in this spot. He singled in his last at-bat, came around to score, but I really like the righty-lefty for Nico Button. I think it gives him the opportunity to just shoot something the other way.
Pickoff move, back in at first on a dive is Helfrich. He's a threat to steal.
Yeah, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you see him taken off.
Crawdads have patented the double steal this year. 4 times they've stolen home on a double steal this year.
Tyson Pointer's got some speed, so definitely look out.
1-0, Helfrich goes from first, pitches off the outside. Schussler's going to pump a throw, but Helfrich's in at second. And that one, I think, is a defensive indifference.
I don't know.
Nah, stolen base.
Stolen base. Give it to him. Give it to him. 2 runners in scoring position. Good job by Schussler, knowing the situation. Down 3. You know Tyson Pointer has speed late in the game. That run means a lot.
Now Nico Button's got a chance to just push one past the infield with all 4 infielders in on the heel of the grass. The 2-0. Button grounds it past first base. A foul ball. Wow. Called by the home plate umpire. It looked fair to me. Austin Harrington points and says it probably was foul.
All right, looked close. Looked pretty close. What a strike.
Now for Nico, straighten it out a little bit. Do it again.
Infield's in.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Dads lead by 3 here in the 6th. Infield comes in with Pointer on third, Helfrich on second. Pickoff move back to third, and Pointer is just in safely, as it looked like a design pickoff between Schultz and Rice.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I like it, though.
Pick off like that. I mean, yeah, Tyson Pointer does some dancing. Catch him sleeping, you can get him out.
No reason for him to have a big lead off third, really.
No.
2-1. Button takes a slider at the letters, 2-2.
So what? Not a pitch you can do damage with. No reason to swing.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Good speed on the base paths with Pointer on third, Helfrich on second. Helfrich pretty much even with the shortstop Sanders in terms of his lead off second base. The 2-2. Button watches a slider in the dirt. Good. Take 3-2.
Just feels like every single time Nico Button is going to put up a good at-bat. Doesn't matter, he's going to get out, right? Every hitter does. It's also going to work. I mean, this is the second 3-1, 3-2 count that he's had today.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. The 3-2. Button pops it up left side. That'll go foul. He just continues to fight. He has been so good all summer.
Yeah, he's a guy that almost a question mark. Didn't get a whole lot of sample size. Didn't get a whole lot of opportunity at Cal this summer. Did have the home run and I think 4 RBIs. But yeah, a question mark. And this summer, he's been awesome.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 3-2. Button lines it right to the third baseman, and Peyton Schultz, his Cal teammate, snags it.
Just unfortunate, because I loved that swing. I think with the infield back, maybe a hit. One of those questionable ones could have gotten to left field. Just a good swing. Another good swing from Nico. Going the other way. Done it a few times today. And, well, someone's going to have to clutch up. It's going to be Ryan Ellis.
Ryan Ellis 0 for 3 today. He now is 0 for his last 8 after an 0 for yesterday. Has reached base twice on a pair of errors. But here in a big spot. Bats with runners on second and third. 2 outs. Infield is back to regular depth. The right side of the infield all the way back on the back edge of the grass. The shortstop Sanders about 3/4 of the way. First pitch to Ellis is a changeup, swung on and missed. Third baseman Schultz about halfway between the dirt and the grass. No balls and a strike to Ellis. Crawdads lead by 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Rice comes set at the belt. The 0-1. Ellis hits a high tapper right back to Michael Rice, who jumps up to get it. Double crow hop, throws to first and retires the side. But the Crawdads score once on a pair of hits, no errors. They strand 2. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Carson Mercier back on play-by-play when we come back. Dads lead by 3.
Top 7 at Monte Vista High School. 4-1 Crawdads lead over the Healdsburg Prune Packers. They've scored in the last 3 innings. 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th. The Prune Packers have not scored since the 2nd inning, despite a pretty good opportunity back in the 6th. It'll be Joey Camerata back out for his 2nd inning of worked out of a 1st and 3rd 1-out jam back in the 6th inning. It's Kimball Schuster to lead it off. First pitch, swinging strike called by the home plate umpire, Ron McGath. 0-1 to Kimball Schuster, who's 0 for 2 today. Righty on righty matchup. Camerata delivers the 0-1. Another slider swung on and missed. Nothing in two. Very quickly out and ahead is Joey Camerata.
Kimball Schuessler swung at that pitch like he'd never seen a slider in his life. That was beautiful.
Yeah, very, very good pitch. Tough matchup for a righty. Here's the 0-2. Another slider, a little bit low. Pretty good pitch from Joey Camerata, but down maybe a little out. 1-2.
Yeah, you throw that one again, and that'll be a chase. Not taking that pitch 2 times in a row.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the 7th inning, nobody out. 1-2 to Schuessler. Fastball popped up foul. We'll do the 1-2 again.
You know, I think it's kind of funny that Healdsburg has had the same 2 catchers for at least the last 3 years. I would assume Schuessler in 20 as well. McDonald's been there for 6 years. Feels like they're almost like taking at-bats away from some catchers in the Santa Rosa area.
Maybe. It's a long time to be playing summer ball. Here's the 1-2 from Camerata. Slider tapped left side. Matt King charging. It'll be Farfan throws on the run in time to first. What a play by Max Farfan for the first out of the 7th inning.
Kid just loves playing defense. That's a great play.
And you quote, he loves playing.
He loves playing defense.
Guy loves it.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Like he's a defense lover.
He likes hitting. He loves
defense.
Yeah.
And he's good at both.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Travis Sanders, the shortstop, who's 1 of 2 today. Singled back in the 2nd inning and grounded into the 4-3 back in the 5th. 1 out, top of the 7th inning. 4-1 Crawdads lead. Joey Camerata, the righty, set. First pitch, fastball right down the middle, 0-1. Camerata seems to have settled in a little bit better into his 2nd inning of relief. To start the 6th, he went walk, single, and the strikeout, the 0-1. A slider hit up the middle, but Matt King is got it. He goes to first and retires Travis Sanders for the 2nd out of the 7th.
3 straight groundouts, that is music to my ears. I don't think I've talked a lot about how much I just love watching infield defense.
Yeah.
Like, it is one of my favorite things. I can sit and watch a team just take infield and outfield for hours.
Really?
I love it. It's therapeutic to me.
The more you know, I guess.
And I get made fun of it, actually, at school because I talk about it so much.
All right.
But it's just great.
Here's Alex Leopard, who's 1 for 3. First pitch from the righty, a fastball, line drive, left center field. Incoming is Cole Fellows, but it'll drop in, a base hit. 2-out single for Alex Leopard. That makes him 2 for 4 today.
A couple BABIP singles or BABIP hits from Alex Leopard. Hit the last one, kind of hard to left center. Or excuse me, to right. No. I lied. He crushed the right.
It was almost gone.
My bad.
Yeah.
I'm a big Alex Leopard fan.
Yeah.
And that's completely truthful. That one, a little bit BABIP luck. And it looks like it's a pinch hitter. It's Joey Kramer. Pinch hitter.
Pinch hitting for Healdsburg, number 6, Joey Kramer.
Joey Kramer, pinch hitting for Blake McDonald, who this point was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. This one way outside, 1-0. To the newly entered Joey Kramer.
Kramer's a crawdad killer. He might be the biggest crawdad killer.
Yesterday was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 1-0 from Camerata. Slider drops in, 1-1. Nice pitch.
I really kind of want this at bat to go just a little longer so I can find his stats.
Okay. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down in the top of the 7th. 4-1 Crawdads lead. Camerata's 1-1. The slider, top of the zone, but a ball, 2-1.
Okay, so Joey Kramer, crawdad killer, this all-time against the Crawdads in 13 games, 48 at-bats, 18 hits, 2 doubles, 5 home runs, a 1.163 OPS.
Is that good?
Yeah.
2 balls and 1 strike. Here it comes. Fastball hit pretty well. Deep left field. Cole Fellows going back. Still going back. He's able to reach up and makes the catch on the warning track for out number 3. 2-out single for Alex Leopard. The Prune Packers leave him there. It's time to stretch at Monte Vista High School. Crawdads on top of the Prune Packers, 4-1.
Leading off the bottom of the 7th.
We have stretched. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. 4-1 Crawdads on top of the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Michael Rice back to work. His 3rd inning in relief. He's been all right today. He'll face Brian Duroff, Joey Donnelly, and Matt King. So for Michael Rice, the righty from UC Santa Barbara, an inning and a third, 3 hits, a couple of walks, and a strikeout. First pitch to Duroff is lined sharply down the third base line, but a foul ball, nothing in 1.
No. Sharpio is at first base. Do you get it?
Yes, I get it.
Cool. Just making sure.
That's no balls and a strike to Brian Duroff, the right fielder, who's 1 for 3. Nothing in 1 from the righty Michael Rice. A fastball up high, 1-1. 1 run on 6 hits, 3 errors for the Prune Packers. 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Crawdads. So some sloppy baseball being played. Here's the 1-1 curveball, fouled straight back, 1-2.
I have now heard Nate Shearholtz be talked about 2 days in a row. Aaron Arnstein, the broadcaster, you were right. We talked about Nate Shearholtz yesterday on the broadcast. Yeah, so Nate Shearholtz yesterday compared the Healdsburg OPS against the Crawdads to Nate Shearholtz.
Okay.
I love Nate Shearholtz.
A ball and 2 strikes from Rice, a curveball, little high. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Nate Shearholtz, Chabot legend, Giants legend.
When, give me a
Like,
time.
Mid-2000s.
Okay.
So he played for the Giants, I think, 08 to
Okay.
12. Cubs legend.
2 balls and 2 strikes from Michael Rice. Here it is. A curveball popped up, but foul over the seats. We'll do the 2-2 again.
Now, Nate Shearholtz had maybe the best arm I've ever seen. Like,
Okay.
just elite arm from right field.
Really?
Unbelievable arm. Was,
better than Brome's?
yeah,
Okay.
somehow.
Wow.
Didn't know that was possible.
2-2 to Duroff. A fastball way outside. That'll fill it up. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Better than even mine.
I'm just going to go ahead and this. You didn't have a good arm. There's just no way. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't.
So it's, yeah.
There were times where I couldn't throw from first to home.
Here's the full count pitch, a slider, foul. So again, we'll do the 3-2. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. A nice little battle being put up by Brian Duroff.
I played a lot of third, a lot of first, and people would always say, you probably have a good arm then, right? And I was like, yeah, I can throw 60 feet 6 inches consistently.
Okay.
Outside of that, nothing.
So you were hitting home plate then.
No, I guess I was throwing 65 feet.
3-2, one more time. It's inside, ball 4. Leadoff walk for Brian Duroff. He's reached safely in both of his last 2 plate appearances.
Brian's seeing the ball very well right now. And this is a guy that, with Ryan Brome leaving the lineup, you wonder who's going to take those big RBI spots, who's going to keep putting the ball in play, put the pressure on the pitcher. And that's what Brian Duroff did last year, and that's what he's doing right now. It's great to see.
It's a second walk issued by Michael Rice. Second walk issued by Prune Packers pitching in general. Here's Joey Donnelly, 1 of 2 with a walk himself. First pitch from the righty Rice is a changeup that skips in, blocked by Kimball Schuessler, and a good block at that. It kept the runner at first, Brian Duroff, there.
Nimble Kimball kind of runs a little weird. Like, it's a little awkward, but he's so good behind the plate.
He is very
He
good.
just it doesn't, like, everything outside of the actual catcher's box looks a little weird.
Throw over to first, but back in a dive is Duroff.
But the actual catching itself looks like
Austin
it's
Hedges.
perfect.
Prime San Diego Austin Hedges. 1-0 is a line drive, right field, but foul, 1-1.
I'm not sure Austin Hedges had a prime.
He was good for some time.
Sure.
1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, bottom of the 7th inning. 7th and final time these 2 teams will play this regular season. Crawdads lead in the season series 4-2. Another throw over, and they're going to say he's out.
Wow.
Picked off at first base is Brian Duroff. Wow.
My chair broke, and I think that's the beginning of the end.
So Brian Duroff is picked off for out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Brant Cummings is immediately out there to discuss with Ron Masso. Called him out. It looked like the throw got him. The tag looked late.
No, I didn't see it. I just didn't. I'm sorry. I saw the play. I didn't see the out. Looks like it'll stand.
It will. Masso is just going to parade right back to where he was before. Ron McGath thought about going to have a word, but just goes back to the plate. So we'll have 1-1 with 1 out now in the bottom of the 7th inning. Michael Rice to Joey Donnelly. Here's the 1-1 from Rice. Changeup in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike.
You know, when I've kind of been slouched in the seat because my chair is the broken chair, but there's a solid amount of people here. You know, we've gotten used to no one, quite literally.
Yeah. Here's the 2-1 to Joey Donnelly. Curveball at the knees inside, 3 balls and a strike. Only half a game separates these two teams. With a win, the Crawdads would put themselves up.
There are people that want to see that.
Yeah. No other team has had a share of first place this summer as the 3-1 is down low. So back-to-back walks issued by Michael Rice, and it looks like Ron McGath is in some pain.
Yeah, the fastball was spiked, got past Schussler, and got right to Ron McGath. And back to that point about no other teams had a share of first place, that goes back to the first game of last summer. No other team has had a share of first place. No team has had a share of first place this late into the season in the CCL since the divisional era, so since 2021. I mean, you think about it, that's unbelievable. This would be the closest any team has been to first place this late in the season. It was 12 games that separated Healdsburg and Lincoln back in 21, and 9 games that separated Healdsburg and Walnut Creek last year.
Wow. Ron McGath still down on his right knee, although now he stands up and gets his mask back from Ron Masso. Seems like he's okay and good to go. Had the trainer check on him, didn't need ice. Brush off home plate, and he's ready.
Doesn't need ice. You know what he might need? Ikes. Shout out Ikes.
Yeah, Ike's solid. Here comes Matt King. 0-for-2 officially. Grounded into a 5-4 fielder's choice. Got hit by a pitch back in the 4th inning. Would come around to score a run and flew out to a very, very deep right field. Ivan Bredauer may have robbed him of some extra bases. A throw over from Joey Donnelly, but he's back standing. The CCL stolen base leader.
I mean, yeah, they know Joey's got 20 steals. They're aware.
First pitch to King. Curveball in there for a strike. Nothing in 1. Donnelly yesterday stole his 20th bag of the year. Pretty small lead for him here. Taking off for second. Pitch is a ball. Throw down to second base is into center field. Taking off for third is Donnelly. The throw from the center fielder. Leopard goes there, but it's not in time. Stolen base and an error for Joey Donnelly. He's on third with 1 out. It's his 21st stolen base of the summer.
It's just unbelievable. Like, you have to be expecting it at this point, but no one can get him out. He's not that fast, but it doesn't matter.
The pitch was a ball, so the count goes to a 1-1. So the stolen base of second, and then the E2 moves Donnelly to third. The Prune Packers infield will come in. 1 ball and 1 strike to Matt King. Here it comes from Rice. It's a fastball, but fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think King's starting to swing the lumber a little better. That swing to right field was pretty crisp last time.
It took a very nice play from Ivan Bredauer, tumbling into the wall to make the catch. 4-1 Crawdads lead. They're looking to add on. 1-2 from Michael Rice. Slider hit on the ground. The third baseman can't get it. Under the glove of Peyton Schultz. Donnelly will stroll home. And E5, it's 5-1 Crawdads in the 7th. Wow.
It's just, I don't get it. It's just, it doesn't feel like these Packers are playing their best baseball.
No, and I believe that was Peyton Schultz at third base.
We made the same error the other day.
8th inning, which allowed 2 runs to score in the 8th inning for the Crawdads to take a 5-4 lead in game 1. It's 5-1 now. It's a pitching change. The Prune Packers are going to a lefty. 5-1. We'll have the new pitcher when we come back. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. It's a lefty to face the lefty, Andrew Benke.
Andrew Benke, the Tennessee Volunteer, he's been okay this summer. 0-0 his record, a 4.66 ERA in 5 games, 9 2/3 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, 4 walks.
He'll be on to face Cole Fellows with a runner and Matt King on first base and just 1 out. The lefty delivers a first pitch slider, swung on and missed. 0-1. Cole Fellows today, 1 of 2, but a 2-run home run, which at the time made it 2-1 Crawdads. Now 5-1. Crawdads have scored in each of the last 4 innings. Gotten some help from poor defense. The pitch is taken for a ball. Taking off for second is Matt King, and a rare Matt King stolen base. He's in scoring position with 1 away. In this 3-game series, the Prune Packers have committed 14 errors. 14. 5 today, 5 yesterday, 4 the game before. 1-1 blew it right past him, 1-2.
Yeah, Benke's got great stuff. We mentioned, I think, a little Nestor Cortez in him the other day.
Yeah.
He's good. It's a hard-throwing lefty. By the way, we did get a text from Mateo saying, Mateo Miramontes, head coach here at Monte Vista, also our kind of do-it-all man, jack of all trades. He says that Nate Shearholtz, Danville legend, San Ramon Valley High School alumni.
Same as the Twins.
And Ryan Delaney.
All right. 1-2 from Benke to Fellows. The slider poked foul. Good swing by Fellows just to get a piece and see another pitch. King on second, 1-2 count, 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. A run already home. Here's the 1-2, fastball, flipped foul. We'll do the 1-2 again.
Great at bat by Fellows. He had a couple fastballs that were pushed by him, but now he's still right in the count.
Benke is the 4th pitcher to be used by the Prune Packers here today. Pierce George started it. 2 innings, a hit, 3 strikeouts. Jack Snook came in after him. Here's the 1-2 from Andrew Benke. Slider again, poked foul. Good job by Cole Fellows, just staying alive in a very tough lefty-lefty at-bat.
Cole Fellows is really one of the only freshmen that plays on this team. You look up and down the lineup, it's him and it's Ryder Helfrich. They get a lot of at-bats. Cole Fellows has some of the most mature at-bats I feel like we've seen this whole year. Just consistently putting together good at-bat after good at-bat. 7th
pitch of the at-bat incoming. 1-2, fastball high and tight, 2-2.
It's that Columbia education.
Oh, yeah. Crawdads are just half a game back of the Healdsburg Prune Packers, and they lead 5-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Not done yet. Runner on second base, just 1 out. A run already home. Here's the 2-2 for Benke. A fastball flipped foul. Fellows fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been very impressive. He doesn't strike out much. He's been good against lefties. But, man, this is impressive.
So there will be a 9th pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Slider, fly ball, pretty shallow left field. Sanders going back. The left fielder Nickens coming in. It'll be Sanders making the catch and foul ground for the 2nd out and retiring Cole Fellows after a 9-pitch battle with Andrew Benke.
Still a pretty tremendous at-bat by Fellows. Fought off a couple really tough pitches. Benke's good. Benke's got really good stuff. Don't let the ERI fool you. It's one bad outing for him. And the Crawdads, still in scoring position.
And that'll bring up Tyson Pointer. A couple swinging strikeouts for him, but a huge at-bat back in the last inning. Ripped a double, an RBI double down the left field line. First pitch slider, catches the back door, is called a strike, 0-1.
Pointer did not think so.
No. Infield and outfield both straight up with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Benke set, takes a peek at second base. Now delivers the 0-1 to the plate. Fastball brushes Pointer off the plate, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike.
Crawdads would love to extend, give Joey Camerata a little more Cushing. Get it?
1-1 from the lefty. Fastball high, 2 balls and a strike. Cushing is warming in the Crawdad bullpen, it looks like.
But I think Joey will still go another frame. Really, really nice 7th inning from him.
2 balls and a strike. Banky to Pointer. King on second. Here's the 2-1. Slider, broken bat, liner up the middle. Sanders has it and makes the catch for out number 3. That retires the side. Takes 2 pitchers for the Prune Packers, and the Crawdads add on. They lead 5-1, 6 outs remaining at Monte Vista High School. Hunter DeRoe, Connor Sharpio, Ivan Brettauer coming up in the top of the 8th inning. On to face Joey Camerata back out for his 3rd inning of work. The Prune Packers trail 5-1. They haven't had themselves in this position all that often this summer. The Crawdads are looking to put them away and be the first team besides the Prune Packers to be the first place team. First pitch from Camerata, slider, bends in, called a strike, 0-1. Camerata has really settled down from that first inning of work. Got 2 quick outs back in the 8th inning, a 2-out single from Alex Leopard, and then a line out deep left from Joey Kramer. 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1.
It's like the slider there just missed a little bit tight. It was dropped by Nico Button. I thought it was a strike. I think maybe if Button is able to catch that one, could have been called a strike.
Duro 0-for-1, a couple of walks. 1-1 from Camerata. Slider waved at, missed. 1-2. Camerata's ahead.
Yeah, you'd think Hunter DeRoe has a little bit of the advantage here facing his Cal teammate. Or excuse me, his San Jose State. There's so many Cal guys on this field right now. There's like 25.
There's a lot. 1-2 from Camerata. Fastball way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, there's supposed to be only 4 guys from each school on each team. No.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But technically, because a lot of the guys are in the portal.
Gotcha. 2-2 from Joey. Slider outside. Got a check swing, but no swing, and the count goes full, 3-2.
Which my question is then, how do you assign so many guys from one school to a team if you know about that? That's not even a CCL rule. That's just a college summer ball rule.
Really?
You can only have 4 guys from one school.
Wow.
Healdsburg has like 17 Cal guys.
3-2, slider, taken, ball 4. Didn't miss by much, went to the front door with the slider, but it's a leadoff walk for Hunter DeRoe.
Yeah, it was close. Hate leadoff walks that happened to DeRoe last time he faced Camerata.
DeRoe was the first batter that Camerata faced. He walked him. Connor Sharpio coming up was the second batter that Camerata faced, and Sharpio singled. He's 1 for 2 today. First pitch fastball, just a little off the black, 1-0. Nobody out, top of the 8th inning. Crawdads on top, 5-1. 1-0 from Joey Camerata, fastball, high and away, 2-0.
So Kush has been up every now and then for the last couple innings. He'll probably start to throw a little bit more firm now with Camerata looking like he's starting to maybe lose it a little bit.
Here's the 2-0, way outside, 3-0. 3 non-competitive pitches in a row, and it's 3-0 to Connor Sharpio.
Yeah, you cannot put 2 guys on for Ivan Brettauer.
Duro extending his lead off first. Here's the 3-0. It's a fastball right down the middle, 3-1.
That'll do the trick. Now, throw one in the same spot. I don't hate it. Sharpio could ground one. Sharpio could miss swing.
Can't hit a 4-run home run with one runner on base. Here's the 3-1. Fastball off the black, ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start the 8th inning. And coming up to the plate, Ivan Bredauer.
That's exactly what you don't want to happen in that situation. Jack Delmore is going to go talk to his young righty camarada. I think we should take a look, shall we?
Please.
Let's look around. The CCL is brought to you by American Stage Tours. You know the drill. American Stage Tours, they are small enough to care, but they are large enough to compete, and we love what they've done for us all summer long. In some CCL play, finally the game between Sonoma and Bay Area has gone on the scoreboard. Sonoma trails 7-5. They're looking to gain a little ground in the CCL North. They're 2 games behind third place Lincoln, who are, we don't see their score right now. Lincoln and Solano have not started yet, apparently. We'll check that one on Twitter. Conejo Santa Barbara knotted at 0 at Pershing Park, and Arroyo Seco ahead of Academy 1-0.
It was just a 3-man meeting. Jack Delmore, Nico Button, and Joey Camarada, but it has ended. And Ivan Bredauer, the big, tall, dangerous, power-hitting righty, steps in. 0 for 3 today. 2 for 11 in the series against the Crawdads, but a huge opportunity here. 2 runners on. First pitch from Camarada, slider outside. 1-0. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but you got to think that Bredauer was taking all the way.
Yeah, no reason for him to chase in that spot. Cade Cushing now starting to put a little something behind his pitches in the bullpen.
1-0 from Joey. Slider swung on and missed. Bredauer went chasing the slider that missed in the dirt. That'll even it up, 1-1.
When he's able to throw that slider like that, he's going to get a lot of swing and miss. Bredauer just trying to get a ball into the ground, double play, get you a pair.
1-1. Camarada set above the belt. Here it comes. Slider, line drive, right center field. Helfrich moving over to his left. He won't get it. One hops the wall. Helfrich fields the carom and throws into the relay man Ellis. A run will score. It's 5-2. 2 runners in scoring position on the RBI. Ivan Bredauer double.
And the tying run comes to the plate, the bottom third of the lineup, but you don't like where you are, and I think that's exactly what Brant Cummings sees as he heads to the mound.
Looks like this will be the day for Joey Camarada, who worked himself into some trouble with 2 walks and the double in the inning. We'll wait to see if he officially goes to the bullpen. He does. So Joey Camarada will depart with the tying run coming up to the plate. 5-2 Crawdads. When we come back, we'll have the pitching change. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. The NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. It's Cade Cushing.
It's been exactly a month since the closer has gotten his last save. That came all the way back on June 27th against these same Packers in Game 1 of that series. But the CCL's leader in saves will enter the game. He's 2-0, a 1.62 ERA in 12 games to start. He's got 5 saves, 4 in CCL play, 21 strikeouts to 9 walks in 16 2/3 innings here in his biggest game of the summer.
The tying run in Cameron Nickens is coming to the plate. Connor Sharpio on third, Ivan Bredauer on second after his double. The inning started with a Hunter Durow walk. Sharpio walked, and then the double from Bredauer. 5-2, Crawdads lead in the top of the 8th. First pitch from Cushing is high, 1-0.
It's been 6 days since the last time Cush pitched. We'll see how rested he is, but we'll also see if there's any haven't pitched in a while-ness. Whatever you want to call that.
Nickens is 1 for 2 with the run scored. 1-0, swung on and missed. Blew the fastball right by him, 1-1.
It's not the hardest fastball by Cushing. It's only about 87 to 89, but it has a lot of carry on it.
Last outing for Cushing was a little bit rocky. Pitched an inning in Lincoln. Gave up a run, a hit, a walk. Did have a couple of strikeouts. Gave up a run. Here's the 1-1, a curveball in the dirt. Phenomenal stop by Nico Button behind the plate. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, with the base open at first, you don't hate a walk in this situation, but you also don't want to walk the tying run on base.
2 balls and a strike. A run already home here in the top of the 8th inning with the Prune Packers trailing by 3. 2-1 from Cade. Fastball popped up right side. Donnelly going straight back with his home towards home plate. It'll land a foul ball. 2-2.
Yeah, an impossible play for any of those 3 to make out there. Ellis, Donnelly, Duroff. And they'll take their time to get back to their positions, rest a little bit. Now Cush in a strikeout spot. Needs one.
Prune Packers are putting up a fight in the 8th inning, something we have not seen them do when they're behind late in the game. 2 runners on, nobody out in the top of the 8th. Tying run is at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cushing is set above the belt. Here's the 2-2. Curveball over the head of Cameron Nickens. It misses him. It's ball 3.
So Cushing has not found the curveball release point today. One spiked, one over the head of Nickens, both to the arm side. Now Nickens kind of knows he's going to see a fastball here.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Cushing is set. Here's the payoff pitch. It's a fastball popped up, foul. We'll do the 3-2 again.
That one pretty much right down the middle. Just got Nickens a little late on it. I think if he sees that, it's not a pitch that Cushing is going to want to throw again. He's got to get in the strike zone, but he can't hang one.
7th pitch of the at-bat incoming. 2 runners on. Nobody out in the 8th inning. Here's the 3-2 from Cade Cushing. It's a fastball right by him. A huge out number 1. Cade Cushing strikes out the first batter he faces, and there's 1 down. Still tying run at the plate.
Yeah, not nearly out of the woods yet. Schultz, a really good hitter, really talented hitter, and Schussler on deck. Got to stay right here.
Peyton Schultz today, 1 of 3. He singled in his first at-bat, has grounded out to the third baseman Farfan and the shortstop Matt King since. 1 out, first pitch, curveball in the dirt, about a 45-footer, blocked by Nico Button. Button pointed out to Cade Cushing. I think he liked the pitch. Good spot. It did miss for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 out, 2 runners on base, both in scoring position. Here's the 1-0 from Cade Cushing. This is a little low, just below the knees, 2-0.
Got to throw a strike here. Again, there's still a base open, and I think I feel a little more comfortable with bases loaded and Kimball Schussler up than I would have with Peyton Schultz, but still, you don't want to get that go-ahead run to the plate after a walk.
Schultz is 4 for 14 with a couple of doubles against the Crawdads. The Sear, the 2-0, hit right back up the middle into pretty deep center field. Helfrich going back, he won't get it. 1 run is in. Bredauer is being waved around third. The throw goes to second. It's off the glove of Matt King. Bredauer will score. 2 runs come in on the double from Peyton Schultz. 5-4. Prune Packers are coming back.
You didn't expect them to go down easily, did you? That ball just tattooed to center field. Ryder Helfrich came in at first and they always say the hardest ball to play in center field is a ball right at you, and it proved true there. Helfrich has been behind the plate all year. Maybe a little inexperience hurt him there.
2 RBI double for Peyton Scholes, and the tying run is on second base. Just 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Gonna bring up Kimball Schusler, who's hitless today. He's 0 for 3. Righty on righty matchup facing Cade Cushing. First pitch from Cade, fastball down the middle, a strike, 0-1.
Good job to get ahead in the count. Now got to stay right there. Kimball has really struggled at the plate all summer.
No Fitzpatrick in the bullpen. Closing this game could be a problem for the Crawdads. They have to get out of this inning first. 0-1 from Cade Cushing. Curveball high but swung on and missed, 0-2.
Yeah, no reason for Schusler to swing at that ball. Not even close. Tried to tomahawk it almost. And
Never
saved
a strike.
one for Cushing.
Never a strike. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and the tying run on second base is Peyton Scholes. Not a whole lot of speed for Scholes. Extending off second, Cade will notice it and step off the back of the mound, so we'll wait for the 0-2. Three runs home in the 8th inning for Healdsburg. Here's the 0-2, fastball outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
No action in the Crawdads bullpen this inning is all Cade Cushing's.
Might be his game to finish. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. 3 runs all earned here in the 8th inning. Here's the 1-2 from Cade Cushing. The 12-6 at the knees, called strike 3. Second strikeout for Cade Cushing is a huge one. It's the 2nd out in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, that is the biggest strikeout of that's the biggest pitch of the season for the Crawdads to this point. Now 2 outs, gets Travis Sanders to the plate, a guy that's 1 for 3, but you got to get this out. You cannot extend this inning. Get the bats back to your bats.
Sanders singled in the 2nd inning. It was a dink hit, grounded into the 4-3 putout, and the 6-3. He's 1 for 3. The tying run, 180 feet away on second base. First pitch from Cade Cushing, working out of the stretch, is a fastball popped up but foul, 0-1.
Good job to get ahead, stay ahead now.
Prune Packers scored 1 in the 2nd, zeros until the 8th, then they scored 3. They're not done yet. 5-4, Crawdads lead the tying run on second. Cushing delivers the 0-1, the 12-6, a little outside, just off the black, 1-1.
A good call by Ron McGath. Definitely was a little bit outside, but it's a pitch that Cushing feels like he could have had.
Inning started with a couple of walks from Joey Camerata, the double from Brett Auer. All 3 of those runs have scored. Here's the 1-1 fastball, lined foul, 1-2.
So now Cush is ahead in the count. Get this out here. Doesn't matter how you do it.
2 doubles in the inning for the Prune Packers. A 1-2 count with 2 outs in the top of the 8th with the tying run on second base. Scholes not being held on. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here it comes from Cade Cushing. Fastball, line drive, right field. Duroff has a beat on it, going back, and he's able to make the catch for out number 3. However, the Prune Packers score 3 times on 2 walks and 2 hits. They leave the tying run in scoring position. It's 5-4. The Crawdads are going to look to respond to a 3-run 8th inning. Max Farfan, Ryder Helfrich, Nico Button in a new one-run game. 5-4, Crawdads still lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They'll be facing Andrew Banky.
Third baseman number 7, Max Farfan.
Banky in his second inning of relief got 2 outs back in the bottom of the 7th. Got Fellows to pop up to short and Pointer to softly line out to short. Farfan hitless today. He's 0 for 3. Time is called behind home plate. And home plate umpire Ron McGath and Kimball Schuessler having a word with each other.
Yeah, it looks like Kimball called time, and now Joey Gomes is going to call time.
Joey Gomes is not being granted time until now. Ron McGath takes a few steps off, takes his mask off. They'll have a one-on-one conversation behind home plate. Not exactly sure what this is about. The start of the 8th inning, or bottom of the 8th inning. Nothing has happened.
Kimball took his mask off before the first pitch, asked for time. Looked like he had something in his eye. And then Ron McGath was asking him, "You good?" I heard, "You good?" Kimball, no response. McGath looked over, called timeout. "You good?" No response. So I think what McGath is saying is, like, I need something.
Yeah. All right. Well, Gomes will retreat back to the third base dugout. And we're ready. Andrew Banky, the lefty, kicks and fires. The first pitch fastball waved at and missed. 0-1 from the right-handed third baseman, Max Farfan. Crawdads have scored in every inning since the 4th. They lead 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. 0-1 from Banky. Fastball swung on and missed. Quickly ahead of Farfan, 0-2.
Yeah, Banky's a stopper. This is a guy you want in the game right now. He's just nasty. Not the biggest guy, but a hard thrower. Puts everything he gets in.
0-2. Long windup from the lefty. Here's the 0-2. Fell straight back into the net. We'll do it again.
Good looking swing by Farf. If he gets a pitch there again, likely taking it the other way. He has a lot of opposite field power.
Farfan leads the Crawdads in home runs. He has 10. 1 in this series back in the 5th inning of game 1. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Banky. Curveball taken just outside. Kimball Schuessler was ready to throw down to third. He thought he had strike 3, but instead it's 1-2.
Yeah, I think pretty clearly a ball. Yeah. My eyes looked up and away.
Curveball breaking back towards the plate.
Kimball tried to snap it back in. Didn't get the benefit of the doubt.
So the 1-2 to Max Farfan. Curveball waved at and missed. First strikeout of the afternoon for Andrew Banky, and Max Farfan takes with him the first out in the bottom of the 8th.
And now this is the guy that wants to get something going. Ryder Helfrich is 1 for 3, had a ball very hard last time, but misplayed a ball in center field, not called an error in the last inning, and rightfully so, but a ball that he thinks he could have caught. Now he wants to flip that script, give something the Crawdads can lean on.
Has been hitting the ball extremely hard the past 2 days. Had a couple of singles yesterday, but like you were saying, 210 combined exit velo. It's just an assumption. But the first pitch from Banky, a changeup, swung on and missed. Good changeup from Banky to get that chase.
Yeah, really, really nice first pitch changeup. Helfrich definitely not expecting that. If he sees a first pitch fastball in that spot, ball's gone.
No balls and a strike. Banky, the lefty, another changeup. Called a strike at the knees, 0-2 to Ryder Helfrich.
Helfrich didn't think so. He's going to need a little time at the plate. But a 2-strike count, something he's seen a lot this year. Has struck out a good amount already twice today. Needs to put the ball in play here, give the Crawdads something.
Trying to avoid the hat trick in the 0-2 hole. Here it comes. Fastball grounded on the left side. Scholes has the high hop. Crow hop goes to first, barely in time to retire the speedy Ryder Helfrich for the second out in the bottom of the 8th.
I have no idea how Ryder even made that play that close. Wheels and a half. So
here's Nico Button. Button's 1 for 3, flew out to left, singled, scored a run in the 5th, and lined out to the third baseman back in the 6th. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch outside, 1-0.
Crawdads would love to start something here with 2 outs.
Banky working from the windup. Third base side of the rubber. Here's the 1-0. Curveball grounded right back at him off the glove. The shortstop Sanders dives to get it, but will have no throw. An infield single for Nico Button keeps this inning alive.
Yeah, extend the inning. That's all you can ask for. Ryan Ellis has not had a good couple days, which means
He's due.
he's due. This would be a great time to do it. He had a double off the right field wall 2 days ago. He would take another one of those right here and give the Crawdads some insurance.
It's a tough at-bat for him. Lefty on lefty. He is 0 for 4. He did reach in an error, so we're saying that his on-base streak is still alive. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning. Crawdads trying to respond to a 3-run top half by the Prune Packers. First pitch from the lefty slider way outside. 1-0.
And Ellis, lefty on lefty master, 355 average. He has 4 doubles against left-handed pitching this year. He's been very good.
Nico Button, not a big lead off first base. 1-0 from Banky. Slider fouled in and out of Kimball Schuessler's glove to even it up, 1-1.
Good looking cut there. Ellis, it always feels like he's going to do something big every time he's at the plate.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down, bottom 8. Crawdads trying to score for a 5th straight inning. 2 in the 4th, 1 in each of the 5th, 6th, and 7th. 1-1, slider way outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Ellis would take a walk here too. Brian Droff seeing the ball very, very well in the on-deck circle.
Corner outfield is in for the lefty Ellis. Here's the 2-1 from Banky. Fastball flipped back behind home plate, 2-2.
Now he's going to have to protect in a 2-strike count. Got to give the Crawdads one more here. It feels like they're going to need another run for Cade Cushing.
5-4 Crawdads lead, bottom of the 8th. Looking to extend their 1-run lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nico Button on first. Banky's set, stares right at Nico Button to first. Delivers to the plate. The 2-2 fought foul. Will do it again.
Good protect swing by Ellis. Got a fastball on the outside. Might have been a ball too close for comfort to try to not swing.
Crawdads once led this game 5-1. 5-4 is the score, trying to keep their scoring streak in innings alive. 2-2, Nico Button takes off, slider swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the inning for Andrew Banky is a big one. Crawdads do not score. We're going to the top of the 9th inning. Cade Cushing is going back to the mound, trying to close out the Healdsburg Prune Packers with a 1-run lead. One, two, and three coming up for the Prune Packers in the top of the 9th inning. Cade Cushing on to close this ball game out. Alex Leopard to lead it off. Joey Kramer will follow, and Hunter DeRoe. Crawdads once led this game 5-1. It's now 5-4 after a 3-run 8th inning by the Prune Packers. First pitch to lefty Leopard is a fastball that misses outside, 1-0. Leopard's having a good day, 2 hits in his last 2 at-bats. He's 2 for 4. Double in the 5th, a singled in the 7th. 1-0 from Cade Cushing, who works out of the stretch, as a fastball fouled straight back and into the net. 1-1 to Alex Leopard. Healdsburg has not lost 4 straight games since July 6th of 2016. Crawdads looking to change that today. Half a game back in the north. 1-1. Curveball drops in for a strike. It's 1-2.
Didn't have the curveball in that first inning, but there, a really big spot to try to break one in, and that's exactly what he did.
Prune Packers 5-5 in their last 10. It's been uninspiring baseball. They've lost their last 3 games. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on and missed. Out number 1 in the top of the 9th is the strikeout. 2 outs remaining.
That's huge. 3rd strikeout for Cade Cushing. He has only gotten 4 outs today, and 3 of them strikeouts. He has been a strikeout merchant this summer. That a huge, huge 3rd one.
Here's Joey Kramer lined out. Back in the 7th inning, he's pinch hitting for Blake McDonald. Number 2 spot in this Prune Packers lineup is 0 for 4. Curveball, just a little inside, 1-0. Did not miss by much, and you can hear the groans from a pretty populated Monte Vista High School.
The Crawdad killer at the plate right now.
1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, top 9. Curveball, this one, again a little outside. Cushing didn't like it. Nico Button didn't like it, but it's 2-0.
If you're not giving the inside, not giving the outside, both of those could have been strikes.
2-0. Fastball on the black. That's a strike. Looked to be a little bit off, but nonetheless, Ron McGath, it's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Crawdads lead 5-4 with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Cade Cushing trying to close this out and pick up his CCL 6th save. This one is hit high and deep. Cole Fellows coming back now, starting in foul territory. He reaches up and makes the catch in foul ground. 2 up, 2 down in the 9th.
Every time Joey Kramer hits a ball in the air, you think it's gone, especially against these Crawdads. Has not been his summer. Now the Dad's just 1 out away, and a pair of San Jose State kids. What better way to try to end it for Cade Cushing?
It's Hunter DeRoe, the second baseman, who's 0 for 1. He's walked 3 times and scored a run back in the 8th inning. He started the 3-run 8th inning with a walk of his own. Righty Cush delivers the first pitch. Curveball, it's in there for a strike, 0-1. Crawdads trying to be the first team since 2016 to complete a 3-game sweep of these Prune Packers. The 0-1, a little outside, 1-1.
It's a ball that's been there today, all day.
1 ball and 1 strike. Slider in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike.
It's like it ended up getting off the mask of the home plate umpire, Ron McGath. Ouch.
Crawdads lead 5-4, top 9. 2 down. Time is called. There'll be a courtesy timeout from Nico Button.
Ron McGath throws up the thumb. Donovan Chris brings him some balls that I don't think he needs. I think that is again, a courtesy.
4 runs, 8 hits, 5 errors for the Prune Packers. 5-7-2 for the Crawdads. Cushing to DeRoe. The 2-1 count. Fastball line straight back. 1 strike away. Crawdads trailed in the CCL North by as many as 4.5 games just over a week ago. Now a half a game back and a chance to put themselves on top of the CCL North. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Cushing is popped up on the infield. Moving over, in foul ground is Button. He will reach up and make the catch. The Crawdads win. They complete the 3-game sweep of the Healdsburg Prune Packers and put themselves on top of the CCL North.
They had a heartbeat, and that's all that mattered. Coming into the week, coming into the series, back 2.5 games of first place Healdsburg. They sweep it, and they needed it.
The Crawdads improve to 24-8 as the Prune Packers fall to 24-9. The Crawdads take first place in the CCL North. They're the first team to do so since the 2nd game of last season. Picking up the save today is Cade Cushing. The win, Tyler Blair. The loss,
Jack Snook.
Is Jack Snook. 6:48 is the final. I can't do math.
2:43.
2:43 final time of game. Crawdads take first place. Absolutely thrilling series. They won game 1 4-5. Yesterday went to Healdsburg 1-8-2. Today 5-4 victory. They are in first place. They control their destiny. All they need to do is take 2 of 3 from the Sonoma Stompers coming up. Don't go anywhere. Kobe Siegel and Justin DeHaas will carry you the rest of the way on the post-game show. For Austin Oda, my name is Carson Mercier, and thank you all for listening into this broadcast.
Oh, here comes what he's in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Walnut Creek Crawdads post-game show. I am your host, Justin DeHaas. Alongside me, my co-host, Kobe Siegel, and we have our Crawdads player of the game, which is Tyler Blair. Mr. Blair, pleasure having you on the show. And we will get Kobe's mic on for just a second, but first of all, 5 innings today. First time that you pitched 5 innings in the CCL so far this summer. Were you fatigued at all going into that 5th inning? Was it uncharted waters, or were you trained to do that?
No, I felt good. Last week definitely helped me going 4 innings against the Mudcats, but I felt good. I feel like my fastball velo stayed good. I think it might even increase as the game went along, but I didn't feel tired. I felt good.
Yeah, and you talked about how you pitched 4 innings against the Mudcats, but as we all know, this is a step up against the Healdsburg Prune Packers. What was working for you today against one of the best lineups in the CCL?
Honestly, just my 2-seam. I was, working off that. That was probably the best it's been. I was just kind of throwing it middle and letting it work. Trusting Button behind the plate. He's been great all summer, helping me. We work together. After each outing, we break down, my performance, and he's been helping me a lot, so I just trust him.
And what have you done these last few weeks to get yourself done to 4 innings, 5 innings, and still be really good in those innings?
Yeah, just taking care of what I have to do off the field, recovery, lifting. And, yeah, throughout the summer, I feel like I built up nicely. I started the year off summer off as a relief pitcher, and, started off going 1 inning a few times, and I went 2 innings, now I went 3 innings. So just, coach has done a great job with me communicating and just, working on my pitch count to, I think I went 70 pitches today, so I felt good.
Yeah, and the Dads now have sole possession of first place. Just talk about this season. I mean, just how fun it's been.
It's been awesome. Yeah, I mean, I live close to here, so it's not a bad commute, but I hope to play here next summer, if I get invited back. But it's been awesome. Coach Cummings runs a great program, and, the assistant coaches, guys are awesome. Bullpen's a lot of fun, and no complaints. It's awesome.
Yeah, last question here. As the late Kobe Bryant once said, job not finished. You got to take 2 or 3 from Sonoma this weekend. I mean, you already swept the Healdsburg Prune Packers. What do you need to do to clinch the #1 seed?
We got D Money McShann on the mound tomorrow, so I'm not too worried. He's going to do his thing, start us off on the right foot, and, work from there.
All right, well, Tyler Blair, pleasure having you on.
Thank you.
Alrighty, and so your Crawdads player of the game is brought to you by DVY Cards and Collectibles, a local shop of all your favorite cards and collectibles, conveniently located just off the 4 freeway. And so, pleasure having TB18 onto the post-game show. And yeah, I mean, look, we talked about it with him, how, he started off the season in a relief role, really only pitched 1 or 2 innings at a time, and he was a CCL Showcase All-Star in that role, but last time out, 4 innings against the Mudcats. This time, 5 innings, 1 earned. Very strong performance for Tyler Blair today, and big reason why the Crawdads were able to win this ball game. What do you make of his performance?
Well, what really stood out to me is the ground balls in the weak contact. Did not have many strikeouts. He only had 1 strikeout, but the ground balls, I mean, were just so important, and it hurt him. The defense behind him hurt him in the first inning. Joey Donnelly couldn't pick a throw by Max Farfan, and then a little miscommunication on the right side of the infield. But I mean, all in all, he was just fantastic. I believe of his 15 outs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 were ground balls. So he just gets a lot of ground balls, and I mean, he was just awesome today. He's been reliable all season, but for him to get his body to a place where he can be extended for 5 innings, this team really needed it, because if he can't go 5 innings, I don't know exactly what this team does.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, yeah, he goes 5 innings, and Camerata gives you 2 solid ones, and looked like Brant wanted to put him out there for a 3rd, but as you could tell, things were getting a little shaky out there. Had to bring in Cade Cushing, and he lit it up. But yeah, Tyler Blair, your Crawdads player of the game, which I got to say this again, is brought to you by DVY Cards and Collectibles, a local shop of all your favorite cards and collectibles, conveniently located just off the 4 freeway. And something else I got to say, this look around the CCL is brought to you by American Stage Tours. American Stage Tours, small enough to care and large enough to compete. The Bay Area Admirals are beating the Sonoma Stompers at Solano College 9-8 in the top of the 9th inning, so we'll see if Sonoma can rally there. The Lincoln Potters and the Solano Mudcats, looks like that game is about to start soon. And let's take a look down south and see that the Conejo Oaks are beating the Santa Barbara Foresters 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning at Pershing Park. And the Arroyo Seco Saints are beating the Academy Barons 1-0, top of the 3rd, at the MOB Urban Youth Academy. And so let's get back to this game and kind of what I was saying about how, all right, Blair gives you 5 great innings. Camerata in the 6th, he had that throwing error, and it wasn't super clean, but that 7th inning was really good, and I think that's probably what convinced Brant to bring him out for another one, and just was not good to start off. Let up 3 straight base runners. Then that automatically has Cade Cushing in a tough spot, but he gives up that double. But I will say, Helfrich in center field roped the ball over to Matt King. He just dropped the catch and didn't apply the tag. And, I mean, a little disappointing there, but didn't matter because Cade Cushing came out with 2 strikeouts and then a fly out to right field to finish that. And, oh, by the way, he came out for the 9th inning. And even though when you come out for the 8th inning, it's already a save opportunity, we didn't want to get ahead of ourselves. And we played his primary walk-up song just for regular occasions. And then we played Narco to start the 9th inning. Everyone was hyped. The players were clapping. Cushing was into it. And clearly he 1, 2, 3, and very impressive from him. I mean, talk about how he's another CCL Showcase Game All-Star, and he's been the closer for the squad, but he hasn't had a save in over a month, and this is a great way to get that save. Just talk about just some of the relief pitchers in this bullpen.
Well, credit Joey for having 2 clean innings, but 3rd inning, was not good. Just the walks have kind of been his thing all season, and when it goes bad for him, it goes really bad. But Cade Cushing comes in. He comes in down. He comes in up 1 run, and no, never mind. He comes in up 3 runs. He strikes out Nickens, lets up a double to Schultz, but then comes right back and strikes out Kimball Schuessler and gets Sanders to fly out. And that 8th inning, he had 2 strikeouts, but we did not see his best. His best came in the 9th when he really had the curveball rolling. They talked about it on the broadcast, but when Cade has his curveball going and he can drop it in there for a strike and get it to be a chase pitch, it is something that's been really fun to watch. I think we haven't seen it in a few outings, but this was the Cade Cushing that we saw at the beginning of the year. Absolutely dominant. And I am very proud of him to just just willing the Crawdads to victory after it looked like it was getting a little dicey out there.
I mean, yeah, 3 earned runs in the 8th inning cuts the deficit to 1, but Crawdads prevail. And I think another thing, too, that's a little underrated here is E.J. McGrew, he was available, but he didn't have to pitch. And I say that is extremely important because even though Blair just said that McShane is starting tomorrow, which is news to us. Didn't know. I guess that probably should have been something we knew, but at least I didn't know that. But Dylan McShane starting tomorrow. But that also means E.J. McGrew should be lined up to start this weekend against Sonoma. He's gotten some starts in rotation, and now he could come into that game with as much rest as he wants. He's fresh, and he can really go for as long as possible. And I feel really confident in the Crawdads being able to win 2-3 when you've got McShane, probably McGrew, and I'm not exactly sure who else is going to line up. Nordell's still injured. He was a guy who we were hoping to see in this rotation, but he's still dealing with a shoulder injury, so curious to see what that goes to. But that's just another thing, too. And talk about the Crawdads pitching, but I just want to talk about the lineup real quick. I just want to talk about Cole Fellows. He hit a tank to right field in that 3rd inning. 4th inning, 2-run bomb. And what I noticed about that, there was a couple other times when the Prune Packers hit balls to the warning track that seemed like they were going to go out, but the wind was blowing in. During Fellows at bat, I promise you, the wind just stopped. I don't know what happened, but it just seemed to come to a still at that point. And I mean, it benefited Fellows because he got all of that one to right field. And yeah, I mean, that was obviously huge, big difference, giving him the lead. And yeah, I mean, once he hit that home run, they didn't relinquish the lead. It got a little close, but they were still able to stay ahead and just kind of, adding on a little bit with a run in each inning from the 5th to the 7th, just giving some insurance runs, which would be extremely helpful considering that 8th inning got a little dicey there. But yeah, what did you make of the Crawdads lineup?
Well, I think the Crawdads lineup all season, and they did yesterday really well. They did today, taking advantage of the other team's mistakes. The first 2 runs, Matt King gets hit on the first pitch. What does Cole Fellows do? Next pitch, lines one on top of the storage container, and the Crawdads lead. And I mean, just taking advantage of the errors by the Prune Packers, who had 5 errors this game. And I mean, it's just it's tough to win.
That
You
is
have 5 errors,
inexcusable.
but on top of this Crawdads lineup, who only had 7 hits. I mean, for this lineup, 7 hits is not that much, but they did a good job of putting the ball in play later in the game, because early in the game against Pierce George, they were striking out a lot. I mean, the guy who's throwing 95 with a wicked slider, it's easy to see why. Why the strikeouts came. They had 4 strikeouts in the first 3 innings, but they were able to put the ball in play. And I want to shout out a guy, Ryan Ellis, who he has been slumping pretty bad. But what does he do? He still puts the ball in play in the 5th inning. Little pop up, and what does it do? In between 5 guys, it drops. Next batter, Brian Duroff, who has been really hot lately. RBI single. I mean, just putting the ball in play forces the team to make some mistakes, and fortunately for them, the Packers did.
The Prune Packers really shot themselves in the foot. You mentioned the 5 errors. They had 5 errors yesterday, too. And simply put, that's just inexcusable for a team that's been in first place all season. And, I mean, 4-game losing streak. They mentioned on the broadcast that was since 2016. Aaron Arnstein, the broadcaster for Healdsburg, said that at least since 2021, stats before that could get a little murky, but no doubt about it. I mean, Healdsburg, they choked away this first place lead that they've had all season, and it's the Crawdads' job now to keep that, because I was telling Aaron off before the show, if the Crawdads lose 2 or 3 games to Sonoma, like, they deserve second place. You have to be able to finish the job. You don't have to sweep Sonoma. You just have to win 2 or 3 because you have tiebreaker. You took 5 games this year from the Healdsburg Prune Packers. You had a better record against Healdsburg than you did against Lincoln. And that just seemed absurd about a week ago, considering that dropped 2 straight to Lincoln. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, it's not a big deal, but for this team, it seemed like, okay, it's not great. And then you go into the series, take 3 from Healdsburg, and yeah, no, the vibes are immaculate here for sure. But you mentioned Pierce George, and what I'll say about him, it is a shame for Healdsburg that he is not stretched out to go longer than 2 innings. This is something we expected, but man, did he look good. We knew he had up to 99, and he was just showing it today in the mid-90s. Very impressive. Scouts were here to watch him, but he could only go 2 innings, and, Snook came in after him and gave up 3 runs, 2 of them earned, and, yeah, look, if you're Healdsburg, you're looking at that and you're saying, okay, we had 5 errors, but we still only gave up 5 runs. Like, it wasn't that bad. It's just the offense hasn't really been doing much this series. What'd you make of Healdsburg performance? Not just this game, but the whole series.
Well, it was pretty dreadful. Just 14 errors is really bad. And just some of the errors, just not staying in front of ground balls, like Schultz at third base later in the game. That's just a ball that you just gotta keep in front of you. You don't need to go into your backhand there. Too many things can go wrong with bad hops, and just it's very simple errors. And the Crawdads, we've seen the Crawdads make those errors, but this series they did not, and they really haven't made those errors in a week or two. So the Prune Packers, they got to do some soul searching, but the Crawdads. This Crawdads team going into the season, I heard all about the big bad Prune Packers, and oh no, the Healdsburg Prune Packers, they had Blake Burke last year, I think, or something like that, who had won 480 in
The Tennessee kid?
Yes, in the NCAA tournament. I was hearing all about the Prune Packers, and I thought, you know what, maybe we can win 1 game, 2 games against them. Well, Little did I know the Crawdads would be in first place, and they get to grab their rubber gloves, grab their all-purpose cleaner, grab their dustpan, and grab their broom because they're going sweeping.
They are, and I mean, you mentioned 14 errors in 3 games. I remember when the Crawdads faced the Prune Packers earlier in the season, the Crawdads took 2 or 3 games in large part because Healdsburg's defense struggled then too, and something that people were saying was, oh man, this has been the best defensive team in the CCL. Like, this just seems like an anomaly. Maybe their defense is just not that good.
Yeah.
Like, maybe 14 errors in 3 games, and you talked about soul searching. Let's not act like it's the end of the world. They still have playoffs to play. Like, they're still going to be the 2nd seed. They're still a darn good team. But man, it is truly unfortunate for the Packers that they got swept here. But you got any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you said it best, Justin. Job's not finished. Now, you beat Healdsburg, but we're not going to hang a banner for swept Healdsburg.
Won 5 of 7 games against
end of July,
Healdsburg.
5-2 versus Healdsburg. No, they don't hang banners. They hang banners for CCL North Division Championships. And how do you get that? Win 2 out of 3 against Sonoma. So you said job's not finished. Cannot have a letdown series against the Stompers. Go out there at Sonoma, tough environment, hostile environment, and win a ball game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Take on the Sonoma Stompers tomorrow, 6:05 start time. Should be a fun one. We have not seen Sonoma in a while. It's been over a month. And so you talked about it. Maybe not the greatest team in the world, but they show out. They have a good environment. And so it should be a fun one. But yeah, for my co-host, Kobe Siegel, I am Justin DeHaas. Thank you again for listening to the Walnut Creek Crawdads postgame show.